up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke. Your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, your month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
Slaves used to work all day, every day, with no pay. But they got free food, water, and shelter. Today, we work all day, nearly every day, and we get paid. But the money we make, we spend on food, water, and shelter. We're still slaves. The only thing that has changed is the illusion of freedom.
I just know we found something so wild of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground of your sanctuary.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
I am struggling extremely with mental health issues, and I am trying to do that whilst being FTFE, and unfortunately, talking to flat earthers is quite painful.
All right, thank you, Craig.
Wait for me. I'll be coming home. Wait for me.
Law. Nowhere in nature or in a controlled environment can we ever produce a volume outside of containment.
What's that?
Has gas been seen or
what's that, brother?
Now let me see you whack. Esta es una historia triste la que le voy a contar. Una historia triste la que le voy a contar. No tiene doble sentido, no vayan a mal pensar.
Chicken, banana, chicken, banana, chicken, banana, banana, banana.
I remember when I lost my mind.
There she is, the fart girl we all love. She's in tune out both ends. We love it. We love it. J.R. Hartley right on with the capital fart. We love it. We love it. You can almost smell it. You can almost smell it. She put that microphone right back up there. You know that thing had whiffies on it. You know it did. Anyway, little particulates of feces that had embedded itself into the microphone. All right. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing here tonight? We got Locksmart here with us, Brad and Tasha, J.R. Hartley, David Kretsch is here. Post anything to Zipping Terror. X-Blade Baby is here. Shawnee B, good to see you, Shawnee. Haven't seen you in a while. J.R. Hartley's with us, only up dudes. We got Eldon Bean here. Eldon is a big fan of the fart girl. We got 33 NDB. That's No Despair Bear being cute, I think, with the little 33 on there. I see what's going on. I see what you did there. What else we got going on? Saddlebum here. Mojo. What's happening, Mr. Mojo? Good to see you, brother. Who else we got? Anybody? That Jehovah's daughter is here. Jehovah's daughter, Barbara. How you doing, love? Good to see you. Hope things are going well for you. The Fallen Slaves Us All. We've got Phantom of the Vegan Flat and something. But Phantom, good to see you, Phantom. All right. Wow. Ryan, Cookie Monster. I see him here too. Man, we got all kinds of people in this joint. It's because this is the coolest place to be on a Monday night. Yes. So we've had what looks to be a shooting incident, not only at Brown University. We talked about that the other night. They still haven't caught anybody. And one of the most, university campus, which is totally video surveilled. They still haven't released any video footage, nothing of that. So who knows if it even really fucking happened. The way they do shit anymore. But then there was this one in Australia, place called Bondi Beach. I thought that was interesting. Pam Bondi Beach. And this is one of the people that was injured there. You can see, and I guess he talked to the news, and he was apparently really kind of fucked him up pretty good. He was grazed. He was grazed in the head, and nobody bothered to clean off the blood before bandaging up his face or anything else like that, or going on camera. Why bother? But it gets worse. It's way worse than that. And we're going to get into a little bit of that. We put a poll up in the chat tonight for, wait. Okay, yeah, there's more shit coming out. Anyway, we'll get into that. Christ almighty, where are we at here? Let me open this. So yeah, we saw that guy. Let me show you. There's some more footage from that character there. Let me bring this up real quick. So this is at the scene of the shooting.
I stumbled on one of the walking wounded Arsen Ostrovsky, a survivor of the October 7 massacre in Israel.
No, wait a second. This guy was at the October 7th massacre in Israel as well as this thing too? Sure. Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here with a little makeup? Can you freshen my blood a little bit here? What's in these bottles here on the table? What the hell is that? Curiouser and curiouser. Now, see, this is where he's been grazed, and they didn't bother washing none of the blood off his face or nothing. They just bandaged him up. 77th Brigade, that's Salsa, who you're arguing with a lot of times on Facebook and shit, too. So keep that in mind. They're a psychological warfare division of the, let me put this back so you can read it a little bit better. So it's a UK psychological warfare unit collaborated with Israeli army, the British Army 77th Brigade. And that's why so many of these fuckers call you mate and all this other shit. Most of them are out of they're part of this. I held secret exchanges with the IDF. Okay. I said, that's in there. So let's see, the 77th Brigade was created in 2015 and conducts information operations, including information activity and outreach across a range of disciplines. This includes collecting, creating, and disseminating digital and wider media content in support of designated tasks, like combating flat Earth is another one. And that's why you get a lot of these fuckers all out of the UK, too.
En gros, il a récupéré l'arme du mec qui... Tu sais, il l'avait pris dans sa main, là. Oui, j'ai vu.
That was supposedly this shooting. They saying this guy was some kind of a terrorist. Let me see here what we can find out about that guy. His name was Arsen Ostrovsky. Supposedly. But here's a little bit about him, that it's not really his real name. This shit came out quick. Really quick. Really quick. The same guy. David Cohen. Let's turn that off. It says Naveed Akram was one of the names in Australia's attack. His name was Googled in Tel Aviv a day before the incident. Photos were used of a Naveed Akram who lives in New South Wales. David Cohen, a soldier with the same face as the shot attacker, was deleted from the net after the attack. I'm not even good at this shit. Arsen wait. Says okay, Arsen Ostrovsky, one of the Zionists who spent the past 2 years justifying Israel's genocide and supporting Israel's bombing hospitals in Gaza, was injured in today's attack at Bondi Beach, Australia. He survived both October 7th and Bondi Beach with the same injuries, too. There's October the 7th here on the left, and here he is at Bondi Beach. Certain crisis actors they specialize in certain wounds that they incur. All right, so they ran it through Wasted AI Checker, or was it AI? AI detection software, and it said check if the image is AI generated. It says we're quite confident that no AI was used when producing this image. So that is actual photograph of him getting blood makeup applied. So what do y'all think about that? I don't know where my peeps are. They probably don't expect me to be on this early, but I got to get up for work tomorrow, so I got to, be fresh like a daisy. Don't answer the door. That's right, fallen slaves assault. Do not answer the door. So as you may or may not know, Rob Reiner, the guy who played Meathead, and his wife were killed today, or at least they were found dead today, stabbed to death, both of them. And apparently it was Rob Reiner's son that did it, and he's been taken into custody. So we know that Rob Reiner was very outspoken about Donald Trump and in not a very nice way. So Donnie couldn't take the opportunity to take the high road. He put out a tweet. Let me see if I can find it here. It said,
I stumbled on one of,
or was that on Truth Social? He did a Truth Social tweet. This guy is really something else. Oh yeah, let me play that.
Piece of shit in the world yet.
He responded to this too. So anyway.
Just in case you didn't think Donald Trump was the biggest piece of shit in the world yet, he just wrote the most disgusting Truth Social post that all but celebrates Rob Reiner's murder. But before I even get into that, I want to say the following. Fuck you to these three people. Caroline Leavitt, Scott Jennings, and Mike Johnson. Because those three people are going to be asked about this Truth Social post. And two, Caroline Leavitt and Scott Jennings are going to defend it somehow or another. Mike Johnson is going to pretend that he didn't hear about it. So Mike Johnson, if you're listening, this is what Donald Trump said, so you can't get out of it. Trump said a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. Fuck you, Donald Trump, and everyone who clutched their pearls about the left wing glorifying violence.
Yeah. What's up, Chet?
What's up, man? Laying it on thick, huh?
Oh my God, yeah. Let me show you. This is what he said about it. They asked him about it in the White House. He is a piece of dirt.
Yeah.
You see that tweet? He couldn't not be self-congratulatory.
I mean, at the very excuse me, at the very least, why do you have to speak on everything or anything at all?
Right.
You know, some things, all right, just let it go. Just don't even talk about it. You're better off saying nothing than opening your mouth and putting your foot in it.
Yep. Now he's answering about that tweet.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
A number of
Why do you, like you said, why do you even have to fucking talk at all?
Yeah, I know. Just be like, I don't want to comment on that. It's crazy that he thinks he has to be involved in everything. Well, a lot of these people do. They think they've got to put their opinion out on every single thing. It's like some things you just don't talk about.
No.
That being one of them.
Is this the thing?
You know, a lot of people do themselves a lot of good if they just shut up and let things, you know, kind of blow past. But some people can't help themselves. He's one of them.
He can't. He cannot stand anybody bruising his ego.
Yeah.
He can't. He's real soft. He's real soft. He can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yeah, no.
That's the type he is. So he declared fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, look what that opens the doorway to.
Yeah, I know.
Excuse me. That was a killer.
Good, huh?
I get this dual vape.
It's always the vapes. It's always the vapes that get you,
It
not
is.
the bongs. It's kind of surprising.
Well, the bong gets me pretty hard too.
Yeah, from time to time. But it seems like it's a vape that gets you the hardest usually.
Well, it's because I draw on it too hard.
Oh.
Get too much of it in there. It's like I get that wasabi thing. It happens in my nose. Man, it about half kills me. Anyway, this is him doing that, but that opens the door for, you know, weapons of mass destruction, right? And we're carte blanche military action, right?
Yep.
That's what they want.
Let's go find the missiles.
That's why today I'm taking one more step to protect Americans from the scourge of deadly fentanyl flooding into our country. With this historic executive order I will sign today, we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, which is what it is. No bomb does what this is doing.
Now, wait a second. Wait just a fucking minute. Going by your logic, the COVID shot was a weapon of mass fucking destruction, and you put more pressure on people to get that than anybody puts on somebody to, hey, go ahead and shoot up some dope.
Yeah. I have a question, Mr. President. Do we go into the hospitals and start taking the people out that work there?
Right. Absolutely.
Let's get rid of the doctors. Bomb them.
It would be one thing if there was people coming over here or anybody anywhere taking fentanyl or heroin or any other thing and forcibly injecting it into people. That's not happening.
Yeah.
That's not happening. These people are actually avidly seeking this product. Okay? They're seeking this product. They're looking for it. They're going outside the bounds of normal society to find them, to find these things. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what do we have really that's going on? Some would call it black market. I call it free market. And it is absolutely that. Two parties engaged in a mutual contract. I have money, you have a product. I want to buy your product. Oh, cool. I want to sell you my product and receive your money. Who's the victim? Now, the person going into that, buyer always beware. Why are always weed? What do? I go down to the dealership where I bought my car, and because I got hurt in a drunk driving accident, and I was the one that was drinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wrecked my car and get hurt. I hit a tree because I was drunk and I get hurt. So I go and I burn down the fucking car dealership because of that.
So they're gonna classify this in like recreational and medical, like they did with weed too.
Yeah, right. I don't know how it's gonna work out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, years back, I had a kidney stone removal. They gave me fentanyl. I'd be like, get that nurse. She's got weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, kill her quickly. Call it an F-16 airstrike on the hospital. Shoot any survivors.
200 to 300,000 people die every year that we know of. So we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. That's why
he's retarded. But that's going to give him some kind of legal loophole that he'll be able to jump through to be able to bomb fucking Venezuela and get around Congress and shit. Probably
why they even need to get around Congress anymore? They don't abide by their so-called laws anyway.
Congress, they're not what people think they are.
No,
they're not.
I mean, there's a Supreme Court for that matter. They just go right over their rulings and right over their bills they pass. It doesn't matter which one it is. They don't care anymore. I don't know if they ever did, but they really don't know.
Remember how I said that this dude isn't very bright? He's just
talking about Trump? Yeah,
talking about Trump. This is a guy that worked. He was an employee in the administration. And listen, this is great.
He's an idiot. He's just an idiot. When Donald Trump was president, I remember crossing that threshold into the Oval Office. And not only was this guy not bringing his A game, he didn't have a game. He was winging it.
Miles Taylor and his Homeland Security Secretary, Kirstjen Nielsen, worked for former President Trump in his administration. Trump once called Secretary Nielsen with a unique solution to stop migrants crossing the border with Mexico.
And she puts the president on speakerphone, and he says that down at the border, he wants to explore what it would take to build a moat. And he goes off on this tangent talking about how we should actually get snakes and alligators and fill this 2,000-mile moat on the border with reptilian creatures so that if someone falls into the moat, they're facing the threat of snakes and alligators. I mean, we're just laughing. You can't make this shit up.
What are you thinking when the President of the United States is enunciating this idea?
I'm a lifelong conservative. I am more Republican than Donald Trump. He is not a conservative. But putting politics aside, engaging with the man, you realize he's an idiot.
Trump has denied knowing Taylor and said he should be prosecuted.
He doesn't know him, but he should be prosecuted because he said those things about Trump.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Add him to the list. Hang him.
No, this is
hang him for sedition.
Let me see what our poll is looking like. Oh, 92%. 8% don't think that it was a false flag operation.
I'm curious of country, like geography, which country people.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, because right away it's looking like that's exactly what the fuck it is.
I think all these things are.
Oh, yeah, I know. The Brown shooting, Charlie Kirk,
Butler, the whirlwind this past weekend.
Ain't none of it real.
No.
Let's see how real this is.
There's something about this whole thing that just doesn't make any sense.
So what's going on here? What's going on in Australia? Who are the paid actors? Who are they being paid by? And what's the ultimate objective here?
The Jerusalem Post is now pushing a narrative saying that Iran was maybe involved in the Bondi Beach shooting. They say that Israeli authorities are investigating whether state actors, chiefly Iran, were involved in the mass shooting attack against Sydney's Jewish community at Bondi Beach on Sunday. A senior U.S. official told Fox News that if the Islamic Republic ordered the attack, then the U.S. would fully recognize Israel's right to strike Iran in response. People call me crazy for thinking events like this might be potentially false flags, right? They say, how can everything be a false flag? But
And Bibi Netanyahu's making noises about having to go back after Iran because they didn't get all their ballistic missiles. So, and then he said, I'll show you a thing where he's talking about that. And he says, oh, and I'll have to get the United States to help us. Yeah, right.
If the first response from Israel and the United States is to say, let's bomb Iran, I think it would be somewhat journalistic malpractice not to investigate that possibility. This is from the Times of Israel, 19th of August, 2025. Quote, in a scathing letter, Netanyahu gives Australian Prime Minister until Rosh Hashanah to act against anti-Semitism. Or else what?
I wrote, your call for a Palestinian state pours full fuel on the anti-Semitic fire.
Is this what it's all about? Do they actually care about anti-Semitism? Or is this just about the fact that earlier this year, the government of Australia recognized Palestine as an independent state? I posted this earlier today. Naveed Akram, one of the alleged shooters in the Bondi Beach attack, was searched in Israel on December 9th. You could see right here the massive spike today once the news broke of the horrific shooting. But if you rewind a couple of days or a few days, December 9th at 4 a.m., there were some pretty significant spikes or search traffic for one Naveed Akram. On that note, where is the police? There is a police station, the Bondi police station, situated literally 1 block away from the shooting.
For 20 minutes, they shoot, change magazine and just shoot.
Would this not be like the worst place to do an attack like this? Could there have been a potential stand down order? I don't know. But something that we do know is that the Mossad is now evidently getting involved. Allegedly, Mossad sent warnings to Australia about anti-Semitic terror attack risks. Like, why is the Mossad getting involved in this? You know, it's kind of like right after Charlie Kirk was assassinated and Netanyahu came out and said, no, this definitely wasn't us. And then the ex-head of Mossad came out, oh, no, we don't assassinate anybody. It's like, well, who the hell was asking you guys? Why are you getting involved in the action? Nobody said anything about you guys until you did.
Yeah, it's like, hey, nice car, Chad. Cool. I didn't steal it or nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody was even talking about that. You know, that's how that looked.
I know they always got to bring up stuff nobody asked them about. Makes you wonder, you know.
I know. It does make you.
It's a little incriminating, don't you think?
So yeah.
It's like when what was it? Oh yeah, right after the Charlie Kirk thing, when Netanyahu went on, who was it, Greta Van Susteren or something? It's like it definitely wasn't Israel.
Yeah.
It's like, who asked?
Yeah, nobody was said anything about it being you, but since you spoke up, what were you doing? No shit.
Definitely wasn't me either, buddy.
Who's this? Is that Kim Iverson?
Fentanyl is not coming from Venezuela. Fentanyl is coming through Mexico. Why aren't we bombing Mexico? I mean, that is where the drugs are coming in from. Fentanyl that is killing people, it's coming through the border. It's not coming from Venezuela on a boat, that's for sure. This is the new weapons of mass destruction. And a lot of people on the right are surprisingly falling for this. I mean, many people on the right said, oh, okay, I was dumb for falling for weapons of mass destruction. And then here they are stupidly doing it again. Do we have a drug problem of drugs coming into our country? Yes. But are they coming in from Venezuela? No. It's the same as 9/11 was done by a bunch of Saudis, right? But we invaded Iraq. This is the same stupid logic that is going on here. Drugs are coming in from Mexico and Colombia and other parts of South America, but mostly through Mexico. But we're going to invade Venezuela. We're going to wage war on Venezuela when the drugs are coming in through Mexico, right? Because we're just that dumb. And they know that we're that dumb. They know that we're going to believe it. It's unreal that people are gobbling this up. And it's because they're looking at it, they're saying, yeah, but people are dying. Americans are being poisoned. This is a weapon of mass destruction. They're saying these drugs are causing all of these Americans to die. You know, it's about just going after Venezuela and toppling Venezuela so we can get the oil. It's just like Iraq. It's no different. Same thing. Pretty soon we're going to have the incubators, babies being thrown out of incubators argument. That is coming up next, I'm sure. The next thing is going to be children being thrown out of incubators or something along those lines. That's what they're going to say. It's unbelievable. We keep falling for it. I can't believe it.
Sure, you can't.
I can believe it. I can believe it because I've watched them run this same fucking game on people a million times, man.
Yeah, it keeps going on and on.
Over and over and over and over. They keep doing it.
What I can't believe is that people believe a lot of these people that get on here and have information none of us are privy to before
Yeah.
anybody else. Wonder where you get your information from, just out of curiosity. All
Yeah,
these
where does this come from?
big
Well,
senators.
I think who was it I was
They got
watching today?
sources. They
They were
got
talking.
sources we don't have.
Well, yeah, I mean, all right, so take a look at Candace Owens.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, you know, through her old man, she's got connections to British intelligence, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Of course she's getting information. I'm sure she's getting information.
Speaking of her, she might have got the call, huh? Kind of seems like it.
I don't know why. What do you mean?
She's supposed to have a closed door meeting with old Erica, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
You think it's really with just Erica, huh? Erica's sitting there, but when the doors close.
I don't know. They better be careful though, because like I said, Candace is not like you or me who just pop on the internet and talk about shit. She's definitely connected.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying that, yeah. I think that she's getting the call from the rest of them got, if you know what I mean.
Why does it have to be closed doors? I wonder.
That's what I'm saying. I thought they
Yeah.
were going to have a little debate, and that never transpired. Now it's a closed door meeting with Erica, right? So you're worried about meeting with TPUSA, but now you're going to have a closed door meeting with Erica. I don't know about all that.
Yeah. Welcome to my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Right?
Yeah.
That's the way I'd be looking at it. I'm walking into a fucking trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Anyway, I think
we'll see what she says next, you know, because they closed off all, supposedly they both are not doing lives until after this meeting takes place. So we'll
when
see
they supposed to have that today, isn't it?
Today, I think.
I did see about that they was going to do that. Well, you know.
I mean, if you believe anything they say, but yeah.
Day's almost over.
Right.
So.
Today, Israel announced something which really has embarrassed them like we've never seen before.
Is that no volume,
during
or
the
is that just
12-day
me?
war between Israel and Iran back in June, Israel announced that they
Oh.
completely destroyed Iran's ballistic missile program. Well, fast forward 6 months of Israel saying they've completely destroyed Iran's capabilities and Iran is weak. Israel just admitted that they were wrong. They said, quote, "The damage we inflicted was less severe than initially assessed." But it gets worse. Actually, because of that, Israel wants to go back to war with Iran now. Seriously, because they fear they didn't finish the job last time. They said, quote, "The threat that remains is a threat that Israel will not be able to accept for long." They even said, quote, "We must coordinate with the Americans the actions we will take, perhaps even in the near future." In other words, Israel said they're actually likely to bomb Iran again soon, to this time finish the job and actually destroy Iran's ballistic missile capabilities. For something important, let's also focus on where Israel said, quote, "We must coordinate with the Americans." This does seem to be Israel saying that the US is actually already involved, and the US is fully prepared to re-strike Iran to finish the job. Now, we actually got this information from the Israeli military intelligence chief whilst he was speaking to the US ambassador to the UN. And because he's a very high-level official, it's very likely he is saying factual things, and Israel has failed to destroy Iran's ballistic missile capabilities. Of course, Israel's going to be very worried because of this. For the last 6 months, they've been saying they've destroyed Iran's capabilities, but it turns out they were wrong now. And you wouldn't even know about it if you didn't follow me for some more global news like this.
Bondi Beach is making sense with that being a Mossad operation too.
Yeah.
Because Australia acknowledged Palestine as a state. And can't have that.
Yeah, I know. I think it, not that it makes a difference, but I think probably because we live in America and we got Pam, that everybody's calling it Bondi, but I think it's called Bondi Beach. I don't know. That's the
Bondi.
Australians.
It's Pam Bondi Beach. It's Pam Bondi Beach.
Bondi Danielson.
It shall be forever known as that. That's the whole thing.
It is weird. That's, I don't know. The coincidence is always right. The names, the timing, everything.
Well, here's some shit on the guy that supposedly is this shooter.
They told you the identity of the Bondi attacker was a mystery, but if you looked at the digital footprint, the mystery was solved before the crime even happened. Look at the data. On December 13th, searches for Naveed Akram spiked, but here is the problem. The police hadn't released a name yet, and where were these searches coming from? Not Australia. They were coming from Tel Aviv. Now, if you go to Google today, those records are gone. The timeline has been scrubbed. Why would a search engine delete the past unless the past didn't fit the future they were selling? So wait, you have a name trending in a foreign intelligence hub before the attack takes place, and then the headlines leak. Naveed Akram served in the IDF. 6 months ago, they predicted attacks would come to the West. Now, you have an attacker with military training appearing in search data from the exact country that predicted it days before he struck. That wasn't a glitch. That was a timestamp. They aren't erasing the data to protect the public. They are erasing it to fix the script. Turn off the noise. Turn on your mind.
Well, I think we can pretty much conclude that this is just another fucking psyop that they got.
They sure packed a lot into 2025, didn't they?
They did, man. This has been like the fullest bingo card. But I still got, you saw where I put that out there with this Tyler Robinson character. They can't let this go to trial.
What do you think's going to happen?
He's going to get took out by some kind of a sniper or a bomb or some kind of shit like that. It's going to take this kid out before it ever goes to trial. Because look, if Oswald would have ever went to court, he would have never been convicted.
Yeah.
They didn't have shit. You know, and the kind of fabricated evidence that they're trying to pull out right now that they're using, that blew up in their face. They were expecting that to be, you know, like the post-mortem evidence. I think this kid has actually lived longer than he's supposed to. But I don't. That's my suspicion that he's going to get killed. And I also predict that Donald Trump will not finish this term. Something's going to happen. He's not going to make it.
I disagree on that one, but I told you what I think about that. I don't think there's anybody entertaining enough or hated enough to replace him with. Yeah. Honestly, that's my opinion, but
I don't know, man.
But who knows? You could be right too. Who knows?
These fucking people
I
are
wouldn't
wearing...
be. I'll put it this way: I wouldn't be surprised.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Who was the most hated before Donald Trump came along?
Good question. I don't know. Bush or Hillary. I don't. Hillary wasn't president though, but
Hillary. Yeah, I bet you Hillary's happy that Trump came along and took some of the fucking heat off of her.
Yeah, I don't know. Bush got quite a bit. I don't know.
What is this?
Question. Who would you say it was?
Oh, cool. This is some pretty crazy shit. I
didn't live through Carter's presidency, so I don't know how much people didn't dislike him.
He was just a fucking idiot.
Just a retard. Just like Biden, kind of.
He really was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a pretty good negotiator, you know. Yeah. But he was too, I don't know. He was not a good president.
Yeah.
He wasn't. And then a daughter of his, he's putting her out there. And then who was it? Let's see. So his sister, who is an evangelist minister, baptized Larry Flint. Yeah, that ain't no shit. Funny. Yeah.
Well, Reagan's daughter did Playboy, didn't she? I think. Pretty sure she did.
Yeah, seems like she did. Yeah, his daughter from
Yeah, it wasn't. I think it was not his.
Oh, what was her name? He was married to an actor. He was married to an actress.
Yeah.
God, somebody will hit it up in the chat.
Yeah, somebody will get it. I'd have to look.
Yeah, that's but yeah, and then there was Billy. That was Jimmy's brother. Okay. And Billy was like a total redneck hillbilly, and he made his own beer. And for a while there, you know, there was like some controversy about that his brother made beer and was he paying taxes on it and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Then pretty soon it kind of was a brand people was You could get it at the store. It was called Billy Beer.
So it's kind of like nostalgic or something, huh?
Yeah. Everybody always got that embarrassing sibling. Like
Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
But-
Roger. Roger was a party animal from what I understand. I mean, I know people that have hung out with Roger and he was a fun guy. Fun guy to be around, man. A lot of fun.
So was Hunter Biden.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Hunter was all kinds of fun. That's all he was about. Jesus. Anyway, look at this shit. They're wearing these fucking little nooses on pins.
It's crazy.
I thought that's a symbol of hate. Now, what are they trying to do? They got the black people against them now, or what?
Their politicians are wearing golden noose pins on their suits inside their government. You can't make this up. Ben-Gvir and a handful of other politicians are wearing a golden noose in support of capital punishment against any Pali prisoners which they deem atheist, which by their intentionally broad definition includes almost anybody who just stands against them, including teenagers. And you know what Ben-Gvir calls his little group? Otzma Yahudit, which literally translates to Jewish power. Imagine if we did all the same things right back to them. That would be wrong, but they get to do it to us and get away with it, huh? We're being way too nice. They're rubbing it in our faces, not just their supremacy, but their lethal intentions over us. They complain about anti-Semitism while they're the ones who create it.
Yeah.
Their politicians are wearing golden noose pins on their suits inside their government. You can't make this up.
That's right.
Ben-Gvir and a handful of other politicians are wearing a golden noose in support of capital punishment against any Pali prisoners which they deem atheist, which by their intentionally broad definition includes almost anybody who just stands against them, including teenagers. And you know what Ben-Gvir calls his little group? Otzma Yahudit, which literally translates to Jewish power. Imagine if we did all the same things right back to them.
Did I play that twice? I did.
Yeah.
Well,
Patty Davis, Mr. Super with the win. It was Patty Davis who.
Patty Davis, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, that just signifies capital punishment, they're saying?
Yeah, they support it because then what they do is they can take like these people that have protested Israel's occupation, these Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
They have them locked up and they can say that they're terrorists.
Wow.
And then they can impose capital punishment. Listen, they're just bloodthirsty fucking Khazars. They're terrible, horrible people. They really are. They're annoying as fuck. I'm sorry, man. They just really are. They're like a boil on the ass of the world, as far as I'm concerned.
Can we start with them and then work our way down from there?
Oh shit! Here's that. What you say? It's Bondi Beach?
Yeah, Bondi Beach, I guess.
Maybe now. Wait a second. We got some Aussies that come in here.
Somebody else confirmed it too.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that makes my title dumb.
Not really. It's still cool. It's just Americanized. That's what.
Way to fuck up my title. Thanks, Chad. God, fuck up my stuff, man. Can't have nothing. Shit.
That's what my grandpa always used to say. Can't have nothing nice. Every time I broke something.
Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things. Do you want to get ants? Because that's how we get ants. So this is more of that Bondi
Danielson.
Oh, you American fuck. I do big poo on you.
I'm sure everyone has seen this picture by now of the individual who survived the heinous false flag attack that took place in Bondi Beach, Australia earlier this morning. The individual from the pictures is Arsen Ostrovsky. Ostrovsky is an international human rights attorney and self-proclaimed pro-Israel, pro-Zionist advocate. Ostrovsky was born during the former Soviet Union in Odessa, Ukraine, before him and his family immigrated to Sydney, Australia. He then went on to study law in Australia, where he initially practiced as a corporate litigation attorney and later on in his life in international law in the United States. In 2009, he participated in Israel's program known as the Massah, where he interned at the Knesset and think tank in Jerusalem, which inspired him to immigrate from New York to Israel in 2012. This is where it gets interesting. Ostrovsky, while in Israel, served as the CEO of the International Legal Forum. The ILF is an Israel-based NGO leading a global network of over 4,000 attorneys and activists combating anti-Semitism. Strangely enough, Arsen Ostrovsky was also in Israel during the October 7th attacks, where he considers himself an October 7th survivor. And recently, he headed back to Australia as of late 2025 to head the Sydney office for the Australia-Israeli Jewish Affairs Council. And coincidentally, he was injured today at the shooting attack that took place at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia during the Hanukkah event, which has been described as an anti-Semitic incident.
An anti-Semitic incident.
Definitely. Yeah, he agrees with you. He Americanized it too. It's Bondi Beach.
That's what we shall know it as.
I'm sure everyone...
I'm sure that's what we're going to know it as for
Yep.
all eternity now.
Has to be.
Yep.
If it wasn't, it is now.
Oh, the poisoning of the wells. Is that possible? Hang on a second.
They do that every day, don't they?
I think it was small hats.
Jews poisoning wells? That's another thing art history and our ancestors tried to warn us. The theory is that they were the ones that poisoned the drinking water wells and caused the Black Plague. And there's actually plenty of artworks that support this claim. Of course, they're gonna say it's anti-Semitism until you bring up the cast dye bread operation, which happened in 1948 when Israeli troops used some kind of bacteria to poison the drinking water wells from the Palestinians. But it's not just wells, also our tap water. This guy single-handedly pushed massive amounts of fluoride in common tap water. I guess stereotypes are there for a reason.
See, you were onto it before the video even played. Because they're still doing it. Same people.
Yep.
Damn it. Yeah, man. What is this here? Oh, yeah, the Brown University, most camera-ridden piece of real estate in Rhode Island, but there's no video evidence. And they was asking about that shit today, and they ain't got nothing.
They supposedly took in some guy as a person of interest, and they end up being the wrong person. It's like, way to ruin somebody's life.
Yeah, they let him loose. Now everybody's, hey, you're that shooter. Oh, no, no. We had to fire you because you might be the shooter.
It's about the process. The most common question I've gotten for the last 24 hours, it revolves around the fact that Brown University is the most camera-ridden, most reconnaissance piece of real estate in Rhode Island, and yet there seems to be little or no video evidence outside of that clip. You know, respecting the investigation, is there a lot more video that we're just not able to see yet because of the ongoing investigation, or is there simply no video?
So what we shared with you the other day is what we have that we could share, and then we'll continue to, again, we're continuing to collect evidence. As we speak, we have detectives out there trying to continue to find. So I don't want to tell you that there's no more video because we might find something within the next few minutes. So yes, it's possible, but what we gave you the other day is what we have. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that's all. That's what we have is what we gave you.
Notice the banner on the bottom is exactly like Charlie Kirk's. The investigation is moving quickly, and we're gathering evidence, and it's always the same thing.
Yes. It's like a stock banner like I got down here. I got ones already pre-made that I can bring up at any time, you know.
We've been looking for the suspect for 33 hours now.
So was the guy that did the Bondi Beach, see, we're going to change it back. We're going to get it right, okay? Was the terrorist who carried out the Bondi Beach attack an IDF soldier?
A lot of people are talking.
That's very possible.
Wasn't the guy that supposedly stopped him Muslim? That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of the little Isaac Ishmael subplot drama shit going on. See,
Yeah.
that's how I look at this. It's like a big fucking movie.
Well, a lot of people are talking about this Bondi Beach shooting, and I got a lot of questions. Check this out.
And 4 policemen there didn't give fire back. I don't understand why.
You had 4 armed police officers that had a line of sight on the terrorist who was unloading round after round after round, and all 4 police officers just stood by and let this man keep taking shot after shot after shot. So then minutes after, Benjamin Netanyahu gets on stage and claims that a Jewish man jumped on top of this Muslim terrorist and wrestled him to the ground. And now it's coming to find out that the man was actually an IDF soldier and worked for the IDF.
But gee, what do you know? I found the article. Well, there's many articles out there now saying that the shooter in Australia was former IDF, allegedly. Furthermore, they leaked the motherfucker's home address. Do you want to see something really interesting, though? Do you want to see something really fucking interesting? Gee, look what country was searching this exact specific address. It had never shown up really on search trending before, except a few days ago.
Oh, so just let me get this straight. So the man that was actually part of the IDF and trained in the Israeli military has now came out and launched some type of attack against Jewish people. And that's going to be used as a precedent to take away of all of our rights and our freedoms, right? Because it's anti-Semitism's fault. That's the reason. Your ability to speak on the internet. Tucker Carlson actually is the one to blame for this, man. Now, that has nothing to do with the fact that you can obviously see here on the screen that this man is a trained killer. I mean, the way that he's taking these rounds and firing these shots doesn't seem like a guy who just went to the drugstore and just picked up a fucking firearm, does it? Kind of just like the statistical probability at the Charlie Kirk assassination when the patsy just happened to be at 9/11, he happened to be at the Boston Marathon bombing, and he just so happened to be at the Charlie Kirk assassination, just like this man right here on the screen who is just how happened to be at October 7th and just so happened to be right there on Bondi Beach, front and center, head wrapped up, got the whole CNN
everyone's
fake
got to hug, everyone's got to embrace.
going on. Your head all wrapped up, and you're right there, front and center for the fucking hit, right on your famous news network. Just a coincidence, right?
Blood gushing everywhere. October 7th, that's the last time I saw this. I never thought I would see this in Australia, not in my lifetime.
On Bondi Beach.
On Bondi Beach, of all places, this iconic place.
Your children.
I know what the real silver lining is. The real silver lining is right here, that every single person around the entire world, not just the people like myself do this for a living, it's everybody's waking up and they're calling this shit out. Check this out.
Bondi Beach in Australia is 100% an Israeli false flag. 100% confirmed for so many reasons. Not only did Benjamin Netanyahu come out literally to the second afterwards and blame Iran, and he even tried to claim the hero of the shooting was a Muslim by the name of Ahmed. Ahmed's another name for Muhammad twice. He tried to claim him as Jewish. They have been caught red-handed. All the details will come out if we run away with this thing first. Because guess what? These guys get away with false flags all the time. Because no one calls them out. Because the police, when they arrest these guys, traces disappear like the 6 dancing Israelis in New York on 9/11, sent back to Israel. No further questions asked. That's what happens. We know they did it. They did 9/11. They did Bondi Beach. They do every single false flag in the world. Every single one.
This is why I say the real false flag has to be bigger than 9/11. It has to be something so monumental at such a massive scale that the American people, before they even really realize what happens, our rights have all been taken away from us. That's how fast it has to happen. It has to be quick, it has to be aggressive, and it has to be very fucking violent. That's why I say brace yourself for what's coming. I think this was just a little bit of a warm-up.
I do too. I think it's a bit of a warm-up too, man. I fully expect something to happen here. Probably within the next couple of weeks.
In the United States, you mean, or just
Yeah.
something? Okay. Well, they know that everybody on the internet has an opinion, myself included. I'm not excluding myself from this. And that's why they keep doing it, because they know one way or another people are going to talk about it. And it's almost like we almost got to treat it like we treat people that believe in the globe. If you just ignore it, I know people are going to say if you ignore it, then they're going to take your guns when you're not looking. But it's like they'll do it one way or another. But
I'm always looking.
Yeah, right. But it's like, I think at this point we got to just ignore these things, as heinous as they sound, or if they are true, which I doubt. Well, I don't believe them anyway. But we just need to ignore these things because that's what they want. They want everybody to be up in arms. They want everybody in conflict and, have an opinion, go back and forth on social media. It gets talked about. That's all they're looking for is reactions out of people.
Well, they're trying to make Jews look like victims.
That too.
See? And that's their big goal. That's what they always do is they play the victim. And they're usually the ones doing it. Oh, look at how bad my fist hurts from punching you in the face.
Yeah.
That's how they act. I'm about fucking Red Sea pedestrian fatigue, man.
Fatigued.
I'm serious, man. They say there's like black fatigue, this fatigue. No, man, I'm sick of these fucking people, man.
I'm just about everybody fatigued at this point. And it's just
well, I mean, really, and the more they push this shit about we're gonna start censoring stuff and controlling this, that, and the other to stop the rise of anti-Semitism. It's like you're the cause of it.
Yeah.
You're the cause of it.
That's why I say, when I take my little breaks, I'll go away for a week or something, from time to time. I come back, the same shit's still going on. Nothing changes. They just replace, once one thing starts to die off, people talking about it, they just replace it with practically the same thing, just in a different fashion.
Yep.
Sometimes they don't even do that. Sometimes it's exactly the same. And that guy, speaking of which, here's my opinion. That guy that supposedly did that, I've heard too that like there's a soccer player or something that has the same name as him. So
right.
I don't know what that entails, but yeah, it's not his real name. Not his real name anyway.
Yeah, I got about Tiny
Israel
too. Yeah, Israel. I'm tired of hearing about that fucking place too. Just destroy that son of a bitch already and be done with it. You realize that if the rest of the Arab world just got up and just said, fuck that little jab and went in there and did it, we wouldn't have time to respond.
I just can't understand if we all agree that we hate getting our tax money sent off to these countries and, these things that all of us can agree on, but yet we just allow to happen constantly.
Yep.
I don't understand how we can't come together on certain things and, get rid of the government, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's a construct of the mind to begin with, in all reality.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, who's the government? What is the government? Where is it? I mean,
quote unquote elected officials, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Elected, selected. What's the fucking difference? Well, our friend Sean at the People's Voice says that it was an Israeli Mossad operation to extinguish the First Amendment.
He caught the eye of Tim Pool too on his little fire your ants lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Tim Pool. He's having a rough time, man. He really is.
As he should.
He's just over here in West Virginia someplace.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know where, but
I think it's right bordering Maryland somewhere.
Probably.
That's what he's talked about before, but anyway.
Tonight, we're calling it what it is. The most transparent false flag in years. Confirmed, not by official statements, but by patterns, timing, and behavior we've seen before. Not since October the 7th have the fingerprints been this obvious. Back then, we were the first to expose a narrative that later unraveled, when IDF soldiers themselves admitted to a stand-down. Now we're watching the same narrative lockstep in Sydney. The same security failures. The same media choreography. And most importantly, the same warnings in advance. That sounded less like concern and more like threat. Netanyahu told us what was coming, and then reality obediently followed the script. Just as it did when his so-called warnings about the World Trade Center turned out to be impossibly precise. Ask yourself, Are you watching chance unfold, or are you watching a script play out? For anyone who knows how to recognize patterns, the Bondi Beach attack carried the unmistakable fingerprints of a familiar playbook, the kind associated with engineered chaos and strategic silence. We've seen this before. After October the 7th, IDF soldiers themselves began to come forward, confirming what we reported from the outset. A stand-down order was issued, and an attack was allowed to unfold. Bondi Beach follows the same disturbing script.
Can you tell me what happened?
Wait a second. He called it Bondo Beach. That's a whole new one right there.
Hey, to each their own, I guess.
So we got Bondi, Bondi, and Bondo. Now what else is there? What other vowels are there? Bondi.
It just depends on which vowel you use.
Bondu. Yeah.
Bondo. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said Bondo.
Okay.
Bonda.
There you go.
He's a short A sound. Whatever.
There was two shooters, one on the bridge, one under the bridge. Just start to shoot for 20 minutes. They shoot, change magazine and just shoot. Simple as that. 20 minutes was 4 policemen there. Nobody give fire back. Nothing. Like they are froze. Like for it looked like 20 minutes. Like and they shoot. The guy change magazine. I look at him all the time. I was doing my babies under me, and I look at that, and it's just rifle and a pistol, and just shoot.
20 minutes at the most popular beach in Australia's most populous city. Why were the police officers ordered to stand down? The pattern recognition doesn't stop there. Remember how key names linked to the Charlie Kirk assassination were Googled in DC and Israel in the months before the false flag. The same thing happened in Sydney, with Naveed Akram, one of the shooter's names, being Googled in Tel Aviv on December the 13th, a whole day before the shooting even took place. Prominent social media influencer Ostrovsky, who had lived in Israel for 13 years, said he'd moved back to Australia just 2 weeks ago to help the Jewish community and fight anti-Semitism. He was wounded so badly that he managed to take a selfie.
Wait, he only went back there 2 weeks ago? He just moved back there 2 weeks ago to combat anti-Semitism. Is this part of how you do it? By conducting false flags that are hate crimes against Jewish people? Is that what we're doing here? Dude, come on, bro.
And post it to social media. According to Grok, the image appears staged or fake. The blood has an unnaturally bright glossy red hue that's most consistent with corn syrup-based fake blood or paint used in movies and special effects makeup than real blood, which tends to darken and coagulate upon exposure to oxygen. Next came Ostrovsky's interview with a national TV news outlet, which raised even more red flags. We're told he suffered a serious head injury, but look closely. No blood wiped away, no cleaning of the wound, no basic sterilization before the dressing was applied. And somehow, all the massive bleeding never seeps through the bandages. That doesn't add up.
I survived October 7th. I lived in Israel the last 13 years. We came here only 2 weeks ago to work with the Jewish community, to fight anti-Semitism, to fight this bloodthirsty, ravaging hatred.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. We've lived through worse. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get the bastards that did this.
Tell me, did you see the gunman?
I did. I saw at least one gunman firing. Looked like a shotgun firing randomly in all directions. I saw children falling to the floor. So elderly. I saw invalids. I saw people. It was an absolute bloodbath, blood gushing.
Children, elderly, and invalids. So this beach was just populated by children, elderly, and invalids, and they were being targeted. Let's see how many. I don't see any of these invalids in the background here. Maybe he shot them all.
Everywhere. October 7th. That's the last time I saw this. I never thought I would see this in Australia, not in my lifetime.
On Bondi Beach?
On Bondi Beach, of all places, this iconic place.
You don't know how you got shot or hurt?
I know. I got hit in the head. I'm bleeding.
He just grabbed his fucking head where he just got shot like this. That'd be like, fuck no.
Yeah, right.
Get out of here.
You lost a lot of blood. I've lost blood. There are people around me that are far worse. I'll be okay. We'll be okay as a community, and we will defeat these ravagers' hatred.
If the name Ostrovsky sounds familiar, that's because it is. And Ostrovsky wrote the New York Times bestseller By Way of Deception, the Making of a Mossad Officer. But we're expected to believe there's no possibility that Mossad could coordinate with an Israeli social media influencer who travels around the world to fight anti-Semitism, placing him at the right location, at the right moment, and flooding the media with interviews, theatrics, and imagery. All while steering a ready-made narrative for a compliant audience. Don't forget this 60 Minutes interview back last year with a Mossad agent who boasted of their expertise in carrying out exactly this kind of false flag.
We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
So what's this really about? The same thing every other false flag is about. Fear weaponized. A single shocking moment that shuts down instinct and overrides reason. The media rushes in to tell you what it means before you've even processed what you've seen. And while everyone's still shaken, the real damage is done. More surveillance, more censorship, more emergency powers, more war on behalf of Israel.
We already know Mossad is helping to spearhead the investigation into the Bondi Beach shooting at the Hanukkah party in Australia. They are blaming this on Iran. The Australian Prime Minister is going out in front of the cameras and saying this is an anti-Semitic attack and we now have to shut down your so-called anti-Semitic speech, which we all know. All that means is you criticize Israel, you question Israel, you put your own country first. Well, all of a sudden, you're an anti-Semite and you've got to be shut down. We've seen the very same thing happen in the United States. And in the past 24 hours, there was an additional mass shooting here in America at Brown University, which we have now been told targeted a Jewish studies classroom, specifically trying to target Jewish students. Will that one be blamed on Iran as well? We're going to have to wait and see on that. There's a very, very good chance that we are in the middle of a false flag spree that, again, is being used to shut you up, usher in Noahide speech controls, and take America, Australia, NATO to war with whoever Israel wants us to go fight.
The most obvious false flag of the year did not come out of nowhere. There were warnings, even threats, clearly on record before it happened. And now, serious questions hang over those who spoke first, loudest, or with uncanny timing. Questions about foreknowledge, about narrative control, about who knew what and when. We're talking about Laura Loomer, Rabbi Shmuley, and Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh my God, it sounded like, the trio of terror right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God, that would be like the most annoying room to be in all at one time.
We'll be right back. I was doing some research online the other day. Ridiculously simple.
Chuck defense.
Story. Every false
That's what those people needed. They needed check defense.
Every false flag.
They needed what?
They needed check defense.
Yeah, man. Yes. Be sitting there flinging off bullets with your taekwondo.
Right.
Or just a relaxing day drinking chai tea while you do Tai Chi. That's the thing.
Leaves fingerprints. Not always in the rubble, not always in the official story, but in the outcomes. So start with the simplest, oldest question there is. Who benefits? Who gains power, protection, sympathy, leverage, or silence once the dust settles? Who gets new authority, expanded budgets, emergency laws, or a cleansed public image? Chaos is never wasted. If you follow the benefits, you don't need speculation. The incentives tell the story. Ask yourself why Laura Loomer moved so fast to capitalize on the shooting, pushing for US-led war in the Middle East, hate speech laws, and demanding limits on the First Amendment before the facts had even settled. And ask yourself how Rabbi Shmuley knew that a mass casualty event in Australia was imminent, despite the fact that the last mass shooting down under was way back in 1996.
I was in Australia. I go there twice a year to visit my in-laws and to speak. And I spoke at Dover Heights Synagogue. I spoke at Central Synagogue. I spoke on TV all over the place. And my message was, there's going to be a mass casualty event among Sydney and Melbourne Jewry.
For context, Rabbi Shmuley was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He defended him in public. He wrote articles about how we should support Alan Dershowitz, Epstein's lawyer.
Hold on. Shmuley was friends with Epstein. What a shocker. What a
Yeah, I was
fucking
about to say,
shocker.
did you not expect it?
Who argued that the age of consent was outdated and should be lowered. And now that same figure is flying around the world as a man with foreknowledge, issuing dire threats of imminent terror attacks. And if we're talking about threats, we have to examine Netanyahu's words, because in the wake of the shooting, he's put every country in the Western world on notice.
On August 17th, about 4 months ago, I sent Prime Minister Albanese of Australia a letter in which I gave him warning.
God, this kind of reminds me of this, to be honest.
I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center.
Netanyahu said, quote, "We're benefiting from one thing, and that is the attack on the Twin Towers and Pentagon and the American struggle in Iraq." Netanyahu then reportedly said these events, quote, "swung American public opinion in our favor."
Anyway, continue.
History will not forgive hesitation and weakness. It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere, because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well.
Oh, that's definitely not a threat to any country that they own, to tell them to quiet their citizens down and not question anything on social media, or they'll enact more laws that are anti-Semitic, that are questioning the current political state of Israel and their genocides and land grabs for the Greater Israel Project. That's definitely not happening right now.
This is the real threat to Americans. Free speech under siege by a foreign power that considers America its colony. And now the mask has come off. Post the wrong meme, algorithms bury you. Criticize policy, accounts vanish, finances frozen, jobs lost, passwords hacked, personal messages leaked, stores knocked on, and soon, jail time or worse. The future Klaus Schwab and the global elite were threatening for years has arrived.
Dans ce nouveau monde, on doit accepter une transparence, et je dirais même une transparence totale. Tout va être transparent. Et il faut s'habituer, il faut se comporter ainsi. Ça devient, comment dirais-je, intégré dans votre personnalité, mais si on n'a rien à cacher, il ne faut pas avoir peur.
The global elite don't believe in the First Amendment. They don't believe in privacy. Everything you do is watched, tracked, and weaponized against you. Legacy VPNs? Captured. Industry leader Proton VPN is funded and controlled by the world.
Anyway, the rest of that will be selling you a VPN.
Yeah, right. The only thing you wonder is, you get rid of these people, what fresh new hell do they got waiting in the wings behind them?
Exactly.
Because they are grooming other people to take their spots, that's for sure. They ain't gonna be around. Well, we say don't suspect they'll be around forever. Who knows?
Oh man, what do we got? Oh, this is crazy. So, like, giving yourself an award, a newly created award, is not bad enough, huh? Trump wants to build an arch like the Arc de Triomphe, and name it after himself.
Where is he talking about putting that in DC?
Yeah,
like in the National Mall. Oh, isn't that wonderful? How much more crap? How much more crap can they fit in that place? Besides the point.
He wants to put a massive stone arch to be built in Washington, D.C. When he asked who would it honor, and Trump said me. My God.
Trump.
What is this? What is this, Mr. President?
Thank you guys. Thank you all. You come this way. Thank you.
For who?
Thanks, guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no, I know where it is, but who's it for?
Thank you guys.
The Arc de Trump? What is this, Mr. President?
Thank you guys. Thank you all. You come this way. Thank you.
For who?
For me, man.
Thanks, guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no, I know where it is, but who's it for?
Thank you guys.
It's for me, motherfucker.
Well, there's just one problem, Mr. President. We don't have the technology. Man, I'm losing my voice. We don't have the technology to build that. And who's the architects that did? Because we're still trying to figure that out.
Well, here he's got more about that. Hang on a second. Yeah, he's lost his fucking mind. I think he just comes up with shit.
Unbelievable on policy. And we have a policy thing that's going to be unbelievable happening. Should I announce it or should I keep it quiet? I put Vince in charge of the triumphal arc. We're building an arc like the Arc de Triomphe. And we're building it by the Arlington Bridge, the Arlington Cemetery, opposite the Lincoln Memorial. You could say Jefferson, Washington, everything, because they're all right there. And it's something that is so special. It will be like the one in Paris, but to be honest with you, it blows it away. Blows it away in every way. And Vince came in one day and his eyes were teeming. I mean, he couldn't believe how beautiful it was. He saw it and he wanted to do that. That's your primary thing. There is nothing that can compete with that. It's the only city in the world that's of great importance that doesn't have a triumphal arc. You know what that is? And this one is going to blow them all away. The one that people know mostly is the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, France. And we're going to top it by, I think, a lot. The only...
No, you're not.
Come on, man.
How are you going to get those big Roman pillars?
This guy is just...
We going to take some down that are already over here, take one of our old world buildings down and build it with? I don't know if you got the capability of doing that. You know, the more and more I see Melania, the more she looks like a hostage.
Yeah.
It's like blink if you're being held hostage, Melania.
Do I have to do the Christmas shit again this year?
Yeah, right.
No, just poison him. Come home. God damn. I like this guy, Rathbone. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
What?
40 beheaded babies in a blanket.
Seriously?
Apparently.
But not actually.
Ostensibly.
But not really?
Purportedly.
Jesus Christ, did it happen or not?
Allegedly.
Oh my God.
It would happen.
How?
If we let them.
But it didn't happen.
But it could have.
How?
If we let them.
Oh my God.
What?
You're lying.
We gotta get the goddamn nukes out of Iran.
What?
We gotta get the goddamn nukes out of Iran.
Seriously?
Purportedly.
But not actually.
Ostensibly.
But not really.
Apparently.
Holy fuck, do they have nukes or not?
As a matter of circumstance, yes. Allegedly.
Oh my God.
What?
You're lying.
Almost like a discussion about gravity with these fuckers, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Here's trust your science. Trust the science. This is beautiful. I love it. That's about it.
That's exactly how Sean Hawkins does it.
Oh, God.
And it shows.
Ain't he a filthy looking fuck thing?
That's hilarious.
Ooh, nuclear weapons don't exist. I got all kinds of cool shit I'm going to pick up here in a minute. We'll get into. I got to get down to where I started with this at. Oh, my God. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You're going to love this. Look at this thing.
It looks like a pipe thrown into the ocean, but it's not for oil or gas. It's an undersea internet cable. The The reason your game doesn't lag or your video doesn't freeze, you can thank this cable for that. It looks like metal, but it's made of many layers. At the core are glass fibers carrying light signals that move data between continents. Every 50 miles or so, a small repeater boosts the light so it can travel across the ocean. A copper layer inside powers those repeaters. The cable is wrapped in steel and plastic, strong enough to handle deep sea pressure and to survive anchors or fishing nets. To install it, special ships slowly roll it out from giant spools. Near the shore, engineers use sea plows to bury it under sand so it won't get damaged. Each mile costs between $30,000 and $80,000. A full transoceanic line can cost billions. There are now over 500 of these cables worldwide.
That thing's just an underwater ditch witch. That's basically what that is, man. I worked a machine like that to lay cable on land.
Yeah.
It digs a hole and lays it back behind in the hole and buries it back over.
Yeah, I've used this before.
Linking almost every continent and carrying most of the world's internet traffic. All that work just to make your connection a few milliseconds faster. Worth it? You decide.
But what about Starlink? What about this Starlink? Oh, there you go. Where's Roger at tonight?
I'm not sure. I think he did a...
It looks like a pipe thrown into the ocean, but it's not.
Proven from... Might be working or something.
Here you go, because they got the Cornholiolis video. I am the great Cornholiolis.
Proven from multiple points that there is no Coriolis to the motion of the Earth. And I'm speaking from a pilot's perspective, also an engineer's perspective, because I obtained a degree as an engineer before I went to flight school. So I'm both a pilot and engineer at once. So, number one, there is no rotation of the Earth, proven by the fact that a helicopter pilot can hover the aircraft indefinitely, motionless, above a single point of the Earth. If the Earth were spinning, as soon as that aircraft left the ground, the Earth would spin out from under it. Now, somebody may say that the air of the atmosphere rotates along with the Earth, which is one of the most absurd concepts imaginable, because if that were the case, then all wind would travel with the Earth. There would be no alternating wind currents when we know that the jet streams fly overhead, clouds move in multiple directions overhead, and a kite flying over the stationary Earth. The fact that a kite flies because of wind passing through, that proves that the Earth does not. That proves that the air does not move in unison with the Earth. Number two, airstrips do not rotate away from a landing aircraft. Anybody who's seen a pilot's view when an aircraft lands, well, the aircraft lands to a motionless airstrip. If the Earth were rotating, the pilot would have to turn to the angle at which the airstrip is rotating away and land at the speed of the airstrip, which is absurd, simply absurd. Airstrips do not rotate away from the aircraft, and on an east to west landing strip, if the aircraft is landing to the west, the airstrips do not land moving towards the airplane. That's insanity. Okay, simply stated.
That's what I've said. And it would have to change. You'd have a lot to deal with as you went north and south.
Yeah, right.
You know,
because
that would be changing beneath you all the time.
Not for oil or gas.
Oh, wait,
It's an.
And shush. Stop talking. There. Not you, this thing.
But yeah, that pretty much sums it up, what he just said.
It's what?
I said that pretty much sums it up, what he just said. Like the wind wouldn't be moving with the Earth.
That's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But the air goes along with the Earth. That's dumb. That's just dumb. That's an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about these gates that they say are in Antarctica? You know anything about these?
Like Vape Gate or what? What are you
That's
talking about
gate,
here?
there's like this one here is called the Sentinel's Gate, and it supposedly goes through the ice barrier out to other lands beyond. I don't know.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away. I'm a nobody now, make a move, start a waves. I've been breathing
have to go back and probably mute that out.
I don't know if that was a real song.
I don't know. It was not very good though. Whatever.
No.
It was. If it's not banned in some territories, it should be. Look at that shit.
It's the world's biggest ice maker.
Yeah, there's no ice wall. There's no ice wall. I hear these guys bitch and cry about that. There was somebody in the chat asking about that. They asked if it was near Hogwarts. I said it was about 3.5 miles from it. They asked some of the dumbest fucking shit. I get asked some really stupid shit on Facebook.
I can only imagine. That's why I don't mess around on there.
I think it's
I got better things to do.
You get these kind that are so enamored with school.
I can imagine.
And that was like the high point of their life was school. You say, oh, flat earthers are dumb because they didn't pay attention in school. Okay. Right on.
Definitely. Absolutely. Well, it goes back to the question I said, or asked a bunch of people, do you think you learned more when you left school or while you were in it? And I think the majority spoke on that one, but hey, what do I know? I bet most of those people with all them degrees can't even change a tire.
Look at Trump.
Right. Exactly.
Look at this motherfucker. He's president of the United States, don't know how to open a car door.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
He tosses it like a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid would.
Yeah, I know, right? So crazy. I know. You can't do basic tasks, man. It's like you can have all the supposed book knowledge in the world, but if you can't do basic things, what good is any of that knowledge?
Oh, please, God, I hope he wipes his own ass. I can only imagine some little toady type guy.
Oh, he's probably got a bidet.
Oh, my God.
He's for sure got a bidet. I can't see him not. He likes that warm water squirting up his bunghole.
Calls it an Epstein seltzer.
That's hilarious.
Dude.
That should be on a t-shirt right there. Epstein seltzer.
Yes, sir. That's his go-to drink right there. Nukes ain't real.
Nuclear weapons is a hoax. Yes, it is. You can look into that one. That's a deep rabbit hole. It's a hard one to just kind of like jump into. But when you get into this, the whole nuclear thing, it's all a hoax. Everything of what, the nuclear stuff and the World War II and all of that, it was all just a psyops. Many people know. They just pulled a whole bunch of nonsense. Look into firebombing. Did a lot of stuff with firebombing. But the whole nuke thing never happened. The wars, they're like Cold Wars and everything. Just a bunch of nonsense. You just get into a lot of these things and you go, oh, okay, got you. Duped again, Same to the race to the moon. Yeah, we're almost there. You guys see that? About a month or two ago, India got there with their Atari graphics. They just got to the moon. They're trying to steal your soul. That's actually what it is. Your soul, your vibration, your energy is being taken by a whole bunch of people going up and saying, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. It's always the end of the world. Have we not learned this? Every single day, it's always like the end of the world. They're like, oh, in May, it's going to be, it's the apocalypse. Then they're like, oh, it's June. June is going to be the apocalypse. And then the 2027, because of the dates, are the apocalypse.
He's right on that, man. They do. It's all the time going on about
just keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
Pushing it down the road. I don't know. I mean, one day it might happen when we're least expecting it.
Yeah.
Won't be anything anybody predicts. I'll put it that way.
No, it ain't going to be predicted. That's for sure. How did Oh, yeah.
But I think it's always important to actually be prepared in case.
I think it's pretty much at this point in time now, though, that I think it's getting to be where the majority of people do not believe the moon landings actually happened. There's
converted a couple of people, or at least made them think.
Mhm.
I'm like, do you really, all this evidence, and you really still think that? And they're like, like my aunt's for one. I've got her converted for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, you start getting into it, and even just like with the spacesuits,
Yeah.
that don't even jive. None of that
Well,
even.
she's even asking questions now, like, how'd they get the moonlander there? I'm like, yeah, no, good question, right?
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
How'd they get the
Who's taking
moonlander
those
there?
pictures? Who's taking those pictures? I know. Is he still there?
And you know the limited room inside those things, right?
Right.
And they snuck golf clubs up there.
Right.
Yeah. Come on.
Of all the things to take, we better take some golf clubs.
Yeah.
Those are the most important things. We definitely got to hit a golf ball on the moon.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
One small step for man, one giant check for NASA.
Mm-hmm. And don't they get a check? Jesus.
If NASA truly went to the moon.
Oh, wait.
If NASA truly went to the moon, how were they able to operate any gadget at minus 130 degrees Celsius? We're told the moon swings between extreme heat and extreme cold. Minus 130 is cold enough to snap steel and ruin electronics. Cameras, radios, life support, moving joints, even simple switches should struggle. Yet we're shown footage of smooth motion, clear audio, and reliable power. So the question isn't, did humans go? The question is, how did delicate 1960s tech perform better than modern gear in Antarctic labs? And why is this part barely explained? Think about film cameras using lubricants that thicken in cold. Think about batteries losing voltage. Think about astronauts bending fabric suits that should turn stiff. Some say special materials solved everything. Others notice how explanations stay vague, while questions stack up. And notice this, we never see frost, vapor, or visible thermal stress. No cracking sounds, no emergency procedures. Just calm narration. For some viewers, that builds confidence. For others, it builds doubt. Not because disbelief is trendy, but because unanswered mechanics matter. Science is supposed to invite questions, not rush past them. If one detail feels off, it's okay to pause the whole picture and examine it from another angle, even if that angle challenges a spinning globe. Curiosity isn't denial. It's how real understanding begins.
That's just dealing with the cold aspect of it.
Yeah.
You look at and I found this, I forgot, I was way down into some documents and shit about that lunar rover. And I started looking at the tech specifications on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at the battery. And so then when I looked up the battery, I looked at the operating range of temperatures. And both the cold and the hot are way outside the operating parameters of that battery.
Yeah.
That thing would be fried or not work at all in the heat or the cold. There's no fucking way. But hey, we believed it.
You think it's local?
What do you mean?
Like under the firmament within this?
What, the moon itself?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm half torn to whether or not it's really even a physical thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Or that too, I suppose. Yeah.
You know, I don't know really if it's within or if it's inside of the firmament itself. Or
I guess you don't really know exactly what that is either. You know, for
you know,
fact,
I'll say all we can do is look at it and guess. You know.
Yeah. And yeah, like he brought up, you know, aren't we supposed to question these things? You know,
right.
You know, once upon a time, I remember in school them saying, you know, no question's a bad question, even though that's not true. But
no, it's.
But
there's some questions you're not supposed to ask.
Yeah, but yeah, questions are you think would be welcomed, especially in the scientific community.
I don't know, what is that word? Luminosis. Luminosis could be a mirror, or could I say
luminaries?
That's possible too. We don't know. Maybe one day we'll be privy to that information, but as the mortal creatures we are right now, no.
Excuse me, do you mind?
Hey, how you doing?
Very well. How are you? So you know how we just took a flight of descent?
Yeah.
Did you have to compensate for curvature?
No. Yeah.
So did you just have to compensate for curvature due to the flight of descent as we landed just now?
No, not necessarily. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You bet.
So the pilot just told me that the Earth is flat.
This little diagram right here is perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Because I don't know where they get this idea that there's curves and triangles and shit, but there's not.
It has to be that way for them. Otherwise, all the money goes away.
Or to Trump. Oh, I think I saved this for a reason. If I saved it, it's usually something pretty good.
Hopefully.
And sometimes I can't really recall what it was.
We've been lied to for a very long time.
That's what I was just telling these guys.
So I'd like to tell you the story of one of the largest mass manipulations in human history. Once upon a time, there was a mystic healer, a man who gave women spiritual authority, who taught love and compassion. And to know God, you first had to know yourself. His followers simply called his teachings the way. But 325 years after his death, the Roman Empire was collapsing, and collapsing empires don't look for God. They look for control. The Emperor Constantine calls for the Council of Nicaea, and in 1 month was decided how the world was allowed to see this great teacher. They settled on a divine figure, powerful enough to tip the scales back in favor of a dying empire. Of course, within a few decades, the empire began killing the very people who had formerly followed him, rebranded as pagans, hunted, persecuted, and killed in the name of a teacher who taught nothing but love. Centuries later, the good book as we know it started taking its form through more councils and eventually the shaving hands of the early Catholic Church. 14 books were not incorporated into the Western traditions, including a book that the West wouldn't see again until the resurfacing of the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947. A book considered very radical. That was the Book of Enoch. A text that predicted the birth of the great teacher with eerie accuracy thousands of years before he was born. But it also said that evil was not the shame or the sins of the flesh, but corrupt rulers manipulating people, knowledge, and humanity's destiny itself. He wrote of the heavens and the cycles, the tools that humanity had been using for millennia, tools condemned by the church as pagan, demonic, and heresy, while the popes and kings and rulers continue using them behind closed doors. Because nothing threatens an empire like people who can read cycles and symbols for themselves. I don't think we're angry at God. I think we're angry at the men who edited him and took the tools that were meant to set us free and turn them into fear and shame to control us. And this is not anti-Christianity. If anything, the power of Christ should compel you. Because the way that consciousness is rising right now, it would seem that many are coming back to the way, the truth, and the light. And perhaps the second coming was never meant to be a man descending from a cloud, but Christ rising up within all of us.
Interesting take on that. I like it.
Yeah. I think if the internet just went out, it would be a good thing. We'd have to all think for ourselves again.
That's how I look at a lot of this stuff. I'll see like patterns.
Mm.
I go, okay, what are they trying to make me think? What's their game? Why are they trying to lead my thoughts this way? You know, and that's exactly what it is.
It's a feed, right? There's always the name behind these things: influencers, followers, and you got a feed. They're always trying to feed you something.
Yep. Yep.
They put these magic words, these magic spell words on everything they do.
Oh God, that's terrible. So there's this Statue of Liberty.
Another one
down in let's see, where is it?
Is that her twin?
Guaba, Brazil. They had severe weather. Could this be like a sign of things to come? Look at this. Bad weather. Well, he's starting to look like Michael Jackson a little bit there. Whoa, how lucky was that car? Watch this. That little white car right there.
Yeah.
What's that little white car?
The Freemasons didn't build that one.
No, it was a cheap replica. Probably made from tortillas. Yeah.
Made out of plantains.
Statue of Havana, they call it down there.
Statue of Havana. I know they got that statue of Jesus or whatever. I didn't know they had a copycat Statue of Liberty.
Oh, you got Lucifers everywhere. You got Lucifer everywhere. They're even trying to make you think that you can bend space and time and shit. Look at this fucking crap.
One of the most famous was the Michelson-Morley experiment in 1887. No, tell us about that. Well, they used light beams to measure whether the Earth was moving, and they found that there was no movement. The Earth has to be moving 30 kilometers per second to complete its annual revolution, and they found out that it wasn't moving in a very precise. Michelson could have calculated it to 1/100th of what he got in his experiment. That's how sensitive his instruments were.
What did the experiment involve in terms of apparatus, so we can get a concrete understanding of
well,
what they
if
found?
the Earth is moving around the sun, and we shoot that light beam in the direction that the Earth is moving, okay, and then we shoot another light beam perpendicular to that, well, the one that's in the direction of the Earth's movement should be impeded in some way if it's moving through space, whereas this one that's going perpendicular would not be impeded.
Why not?
Because it's not going through space. It's just going north and south.
Okay.
Okay. And what they found, they expected to have a 30-kilometer difference between these two light beams. There was no difference. So the natural interpretation, and even Einstein admits this, Mach admits this, Bohr admits this, the natural interpretation is that the Earth isn't moving. So how do we get out of that? Well, you invent special relativity. And now you say, well, the reason that light beam wasn't affected when it went toward the motion of the Earth is because the apparatus shortened.
Huh?
Yeah, Michelson's apparatus shortened as it was going with the Earth in its orbit around the sun.
No, wait, you're telling me that the contraction of mass was invented to explain away the results of the Michelson-Morley experiment?
Yes, and that's what my book will tell you. It's been admitted by all the scientists.
There's all the cool places you can go to buy that book.
You ever wonder why we don't have these historical figures today like we used to? Like what do we got? We got Trump. We got Benjamin Netanyahu. You know, like we don't have Einstein and Tesla and all these big guys that they put up there way back when.
All you have are these like actors on TV, like Michio Kaku, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and who's that femboy from England? Cox. Is his name Brian Cox?
Brian Cox, is that?
Yeah. And it's come on.
Those guys will they stand the test of time? Like these supposed ones that they taught us, they ain't gonna teach Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Cox in the books in school. I doubt. I doubt they do it now.
Well, they ain't really wanting the kids to know nothing. Just take what we say. Because anymore, really, ever since Bush, when they started with these SOL, standards of learning, that's what they call them here in Virginia. And basically all you're doing is teaching to the test. Okay, so it's basically you're memorizing the answers to questions.
Yeah.
You're not really.
But it might be why they're everybody's starting to break the spell. All these things, we're starting to see what these quote unquote figures were way back when, if they
Yep.
were even real, for one. And then the younger generation, they don't have any to grow up with to be taught.
Mhm.
So they're not quite as under the spell as we were growing up, and we didn't have the internet to disprove a lot of it. It was just teacher said, like you say all the time. So it makes you wonder. It was like I asked the other day, is like, when's the last time a new language just was discovered? It's like we reached a point, whatever last one was discovered, and then it just stopped. There's no new languages
There's
after
no
that.
more. It's a convenient little timeline of evolution of the language too. And they say the
Yeah.
first known is this kind, and it's like, oh, okay.
I guess AI would be this generation's new language.
Oh God, that's going to be the death of us too, man.
Seems like it.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Heading in a bad direction, nonetheless.
it is. It really is. Quickly. That's all right though.
But
That's all right.
I guess coding AI would be this generation's new language, I suppose. If I
Mm.
had to put a pinpoint on it.
Well, I mean, once they get the AI to a certain level, they don't need anybody to code it. The AI can code
Right.
itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we're at its mercy because you're going to have all these fucking idiots like an idiocracy. Well, we've already almost got that.
Oh, there you go. Jeep said it. Emojis, yeah. It's
Yeah,
stupid,
emojis. That's
stupid
like
little
the new-
pictures, yeah.
The new hieroglyphics.
It's a retard language, yeah.
People use them all the time too.
Which
I've
makes
gotten
me
used to it.
retarded because I do it once in a while.
I like them, because a lot of times they want to censor you. Like you make a
Yeah.
comment about something, and I'll just put a bull and then the poop emoji when I mean bullshit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to find your ways around the acronym, or around the algorithms, rather.
How long before they take that away, though?
Yeah, it won't be long. That's all right. They can take it all.
Just like we used to be able to use like hobo speak, right? But I think they're starting to get privy to all that too.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh God, they're putting in an anti-Semite czar or some shit like that.
Oh, geez.
No, and they're really going hard toes to go against the anti-Semitic hatred. That's all the fuck you hear. And it's like, good God, give it a rest, lady.
I don't know if I saw it on something you brought up or somewhere else, but nonetheless, you had talked about how, you're asking why they change everything to what's Pete Hegseth's title, the director of war or whatever.
Yeah, Secretary of War.
Secretary of War. But now I guess they want a new war of AI or something. I forget what the title was. Let me see if I can find it.
Here you go.
But
look here.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise. Anti-Semitism is on the rise.
The rise in anti-Semitism in Australia. The rise in anti-Semitism in Australia.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise.
The rise in anti-Semitism. The rise in anti-Semitism.
The rising levels of anti-Semitism.
The rising of anti-Semitism.
A rise in anti-Semitic behaviour. A rise in anti-Semitic behaviour.
Anti-Semitism in Australia.
Anti-Semitism in Australia.
The level of anti-Semitism in Australia. The level of anti-Semitism in Australia.
Anti-Semitism we're seeing in Australia. Anti-Semitism we're seeing in Australia. Explosion in anti-Semitism. In Australia.
Anti-Semitism, which is anti-Jewish racism, anti-Semitism, which is anti-Jewish racism and hate.
This is pure anti-Semitism. This is pure
Anti-Semitism is on the rise.
where have we seen that before?
Do you see a pattern?
Yeah.
And that was, a lot of that was Australia, of course, and because Australia decided to recognize Palestine as a state. Well,
Yeah.
that pissed off the little. Oh, that's antiseptic. You can't do that. Holocaust.
I put a
Always
link
like
in
that.
the regular chat there, and mind you, I hate the source that it came from, but it's about the info, so just keep that in mind, guys. I really don't like these people, but it just got brought up.
Oh, redacted.
Yeah,
I watch them from time to time.
They run through my feed, but I really don't like them at all.
It's like I'll see they come out with some shit and I'll go, you know, where
Very
were you
comfortable about it.
5 years ago when we were talking about this? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do want to ask you about the AI piece because what do you make of that? Now, maybe I'm being cynical, but my take on that is, oh, they need a war bot, basically, because the consumer-based AI, as biased as they are, will still not let you, like, I tried to have this exercise of like, hey, you know, can we start a war based on WMDs? And it doesn't let me. If I tried to get my AI to say, can I start a war with Iran based on hypothetical nukes? And it won't. So, you know, I think this is my cynical take on it, that they need something to work around because so many wars are sold on lies and propaganda. But what am I missing here? Maybe there's a benevolent reason and I'm just being cynical. What do you think?
No, absolutely not, Natalie. Sorry to say that.
Okay.
And I think it's worse than that. And what Hegseth was talking about here was a platform to go on military desktops around the world, just as we use ChatGPT or OpenAI or Claude or Gemini or whatever. This is a secure version for the Pentagon and the military services that doesn't allow information to get out, essentially, because we all know that AI takes as much information from us as it gives us, right? So the military needs something that would be sealed, that would only essentially be one way in, not one way out. The problem with that, to get to the point you were getting to, Natalie, is that who controls the AI? You know, and this is the two main things I see this reliance on AI, or the future reliance on AI, going towards. And Hegseth said yesterday or the day before that, you know, you spell the future of war with two letters, AI, are two things. One, a continuation of the outsourcing or privatization of war. So who ultimately owns these AI platforms, and then who informs them, and who gives them its algorithm and its programming and essentially its orders on how to answer questions. I've been coming across this more and more as I do my work, as I do my research. And I got into it with ChatGPT today regarding what are reliable and reputable news organizations. And you can imagine the response I got from ChatGPT about that.
Did smoke start coming out of the machine?
This is really important, right? You know, that the answer it gave me was that it relies, at the end of the day, it defers. Its programming tells it to defer to institutional structures as opposed to historical accuracy. So, you know, internally, are you going to have AI programs that are not going to give honest, candid, objective information to members of the military, but are going to give them information that is based upon narratives that the Pentagon itself wants, or maybe the manufacturers of these programs want? The other thing about this is there's always this idea that as technology advances, the military becomes more accurate, and so less harm is done to civilians. This is a great myth. I mean, one of the great myths about precision guided munitions, right? So laser guided bombs or GPS guided bombs is that they were invented in order to not have as many civilian casualties.
That's the precision paradox. Right.
There was no purpose in preventing civilian casualties. The purpose was to make the weapons more efficient. So we had to drop less bombs to, say, blow up a bridge. When you had an unguided bombing system, it might take you 10, 15, 20 bombs to hit a bridge. But when you bring in a laser guided bomb, you only need one bomb to right. You know, I mean, that's the idea behind it, is efficiency. You even see it in things now. There's a weapon out there. If people read the reporting coming out of the genocide in Gaza, the Israelis use a bomb a lot of times called the small diameter bomb. And in conversations in the U.S. and Washington, D.C., they will tell you the idea the small diameter bomb was meant to limit collateral damage, limit killing men, women, and children who aren't combatants. That's not the reason. The small diameter bomb is exactly what it says. It's a small diameter, which means that you can get more of these onto an airplane and drop more of them. That's the whole purpose in the small diameter bomb. It's not meant to limit collateral damage or to limit civilian casualties.
Oh my gosh.
And what you see then, though, is where does this technology go when you start talking about AI? You just have Volodymyr Zelensky talking about how dangerous the AI advances in the Ukraine war are. a sense of the autonomy that we've seen coming through in some of the drone systems. The Russians have some AI drones that operate on their own, essentially. This way they can't be jammed. It's one of the reasons, but also too, they take off with orders put in of what they're going to go look for, what they're going to find. But where we've really seen the inhumanity, the dystopian nature of AI is through the Israeli systems. Yeah. So in Gaza, you've seen that Israelis utilize 3 separate AI programs, Lavender, Gospel, and Where's Daddy. All of these are incredibly nefarious and insidious, and I encourage people who are not familiar with them to look them up, particularly the reporting that came out of the Israeli media on this, plus 972 magazine. But just an example, Lavender is a program that scans the internet, scans social media, whatever databases it can get into, and it identifies targets. So because, Clayton, you clicked on something on Facebook 3 years ago, that may mean that you're a Hamas supporter based upon the parameters of the Lavender program. And then what it does is it connects, that Lavender program then connects to a program called Where's Daddy? And Where's Daddy was a program that ensured that the Israeli drones and the Israeli warplanes were hitting Palestinian resistance fighters, not when they were away from their families, but when they were with their families. So the Where's Daddy AI program would track the targets that Lavender would identify, and then it would tell the Israeli warplanes or the Israeli drones when to drop their bombs, when to fire their missiles, based upon when those resistance fighters were at home with their families.
I mean, this was shocking. And friend of the show, Tucker Carlson, just kind of did a report on this today too. I encourage people to watch it, to go more deeply into what Matthew's talking about here, which is
so sick too. The name of it's Where's Daddy?
Yeah, right.
God,
crazy that they had to track men and then bomb them when they're with their children, not when they're without their children.
Right.
I mean, you can't get more demonic than that. I mean,
and if anybody thinks that an American AI system is somehow going to be any more benevolent, less dystopian, right? Any less criminal or immoral, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Hey, even Ambassador Huckabee today, I don't know if you saw this, Matthew, I'm sure you did, said Israel did not attack Qatar. They just sent a missile into their country aimed at one person. And unfortunately, he says, quoting him now, there were some people who were nearby that missile strike that were injured or killed from it. So they didn't attack Qatar. They just sent a missile there, like Santa would send presents to a kid, I guess.
Right. This is the way that people justify themselves, the way that these war crimes, these atrocities are apologized for. It's what allows the warfare to continue, so swimmingly. I'm reminded of what George Orwell said about the war in Spain, in which he took part of in the 1930s, and that was really the first war where aircraft were used in a modern manner. And Orwell took heart in that. Right. And in the sense that maybe this means that those who are the loudest cheerleaders for wars, those who believe in the war the most, those who support the war the most, or who make apologies for it, like a guy like Huckabee, maybe because now these planes are able to bomb something 200 miles from the front lines, maybe that means these cheerleaders for war, if they get some holes put in them, they'll be less supportive of the wars. That's the type of thinking that we have to go to, is how do we make people who benefit from the wars feel the cost from the wars? And I'm not talking about blowing up Mike Huckabee or anything like that, but in the general sense of how do we make the costs of war be felt, not just from the people on the ground who are enduring this, but among the ruling classes that benefit from it.
Do you want to play a game?
No shit. I was just looking for that movie the other night. I found it and I can't remember where it was now.
War Games, or are you talking about? Oh,
yeah, with Matthew Broderick. And, that was way back with the green screen, computer screens.
Yeah, the stuff they sent us to space with.
Yeah. Oh no, this is much more advanced than what they sent us to space.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, those were like reel-to-reel tapes and shit. That was before. Yeah, no kidding, man. That's how that went. Oh man. Oh, absolutely nothing, Kevin. What war? Good God. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
All right. It's a heartbreaker. It's a life taker. It's just a paycheck for the undertaker. War. Good God.
It's good for some people's stock profiles, apparently.
It is. Let me see something real quick.
That much. Somebody is out there making some money off of it, and it ain't me. And I don't think it's you either. And I'm going to go as far as to say none of the people in here are making any money from it.
Hang on, I got something for you.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely
nothing.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. Look out. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me. I despise. 'Cause it means destruction of innocent lives. One means tears.
Dude, that's a kicking jam right there, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's a great song. I'm going to put the link to that for you people if you want to go.
I don't know why earlier I was listening to Molly Hatchet, but
Oh, no shit.
yeah, I don't know. Just out of the blue, it kind of hit me. Like,
Learn with disaster, baby. I don't know. Outside of that song, what else did they have? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
New. How come astronauts don't have a concussion after that? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let's find out about that. Where'd he go? He left us. He'll be back. He'll be back. He's probably going to go up to the other place.
If the astronauts truly landed on the moon, how come they don't have concussion after the chaotic and stressful journey?
Yeah.
A concussion doesn't need a car crash. Rapid vibrations, sudden stops, stress, and pressure shifts can do it. Rocket launches are described as bone-rattling, teeth-clenching events, with roaring flames and trembling gauges. Yet the story jumps from chaos to calm like flipping a switch. No slurred speech, no dizziness, no recovery days. For a mission sold as the most extreme trip ever, the human body seems strangely unaffected. That gap alone deserves a pause and a second listen. Think of everyday scenes. Athletes benched after mild hits, drivers shaken after short crashes, even amusement park rides leaving people nauseous and foggy. Now contrast that with astronauts chatting clearly, smiling, and working on arrival. No neck braces, no visible fatigue, no recovery montage. Maybe the technology was perfect, or maybe the story is smoother than real life. When too many rough edges are missing, curiosity is a rational response, not denial. If this made you tilt your head even slightly, stick around. We break down big stories using small human details the headlines skip. Follow the page, watch the next video, and keep questioning what you're told.
Question what you're told. Absolutely, man. And those are things, you know, that
I'm going
you
to
don't.
switch to my laptop. I'll be right back.
All right, man. Let's see. That's that guy that said he was a retard. When we went through that. Okay, I got some new shit, though. Ha, 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 ha. Newer than new stuff. Watch this. Aha. Okay, yeah. Did you guys hear there was a JetBlue aircraft almost had a collision with one of the military aircraft down by Venezuela today? Yeah, this is interesting.
There's new audio in this morning after a crazy near mid-air collision. A JetBlue flight leaving the small Caribbean nation of Curacao en route to New York had to abruptly stop its ascent to avoid colliding with a U.S. Air Force plane. The JetBlue pilot spoke to air traffic control basically as this played out. Just listen to this.
We almost had a mid-air collision up here. Traffic passed directly in front of us within 5 miles of us, maybe 2-3 miles, but it was an air-to-air refueler from the United States Air Force. They don't have their transponder turned on. it's outrageous. We had to stop our climb and actually descend to avoid hitting them.
Good God.
The flight was near, that JetBlue plane was near Venezuela at the time, which is notable because the incident comes as the U.S. military has stepped up its campaign and presence there amid President Trump's anti-drug trafficking campaign in the Caribbean, and also the attempts to continue to increase pressure on Venezuela's government. JetBlue now says they've reported the incident to federal authorities. Joining me right now is CNN transportation analyst Mary Schiavo. Mary, that audio, that back and forth with air traffic control is quite something. What do you make of this?
Well, it was a near collision, and fortunately, the pilots were doing what you're supposed to do: look out the window at all time to see and avoid, even if you're traversing the skies on instrument flight rules, as commercial passenger jets always are. But what this says to me is this rather lukewarm warning that the Federal Aviation Administration put out a couple weeks ago, saying avoid Venezuelan airspace, is not nearly detailed enough, does not give pilots and airlines enough information. And this situation is really a disaster waiting to happen, because it's also coming out that there might be another one with a smaller plane that might have also happened at or near the same time. So much more guidance is needed, because there have been many mid-airs in the past with military planes.
From that audio, you hear the pilot say that the Air Force jet did not have its transponder on. Is that surprising? What's the reason to turn that off?
Well, this is a scenario that we're seeing over and over again. I mean, this was the helicopter at DCA back in January. So they turn it off because they want to be in stealth mode, because it's either their mission, because they don't want to be seen. They literally don't want to be seen by other traffic or others in the air or on the ground, or air traffic control, hostile air traffic control. And it's the same thing here. The warning went out that there would be operations, that there's danger over Venezuela, but I don't think that the warning was specific in saying that there's going to be very large U.S. military aircraft operating with no transponder, because that's how the collision avoidance works. You have to be seen by other aircraft and air traffic control, or collision avoidance systems simply don't work. And this is a big issue for American commercial aviation. You can't really operate without it.
Yeah, I mean, given where this took off from and where it was during this near collision, who investigates?
Fuck, they'll investigate themselves and find that they did nothing wrong. But that's two near collisions that have happened because of their aircraft up there. What the fuck for? Because we're going to steal their oil? This ain't about fentanyl. This ain't about drugs. Everybody knows that. This fool's up there. Why does he remind me of an idiot Roman emperor? Worried about putting up arches and giving himself fucking awards and shit while, our military's out there committing atrocities. Awesome. What a fucking group we are. God damn.
You said it earlier, it's his ego.
Yeah.
Can't shed it.
What's this guy? Oh, God. So here's one of them shooters, and it was like this guy, he's either the worst aim in the world or he's shooting blanks. Watch this.
Oh my God, get down. Boys, get down. Oh my God.
Look at that.
Where was that at? Or supposedly
that was at that beach.
Oh, okay.
That was at that Bondi Beach.
Bondi.
Come on, man. These people. Oh, they finally got some footage of the shooter in the university in Rhode Island here. Provincetown, Rhode Island. This is, I guess, a street camera. Oh, there's some dark, shadowy figure walking.
Same.
Oh, I know who that is. I can. Oh, fuck out of here. Look at that.
It's a stock photo.
They just made that put it out there so people shut the fuck up and quit asking them about video.
They're gathering evidence quickly. We've been on the case for 33 hours, guys.
So here's a guy that says, the comedian John, his name is John Christ. He's a comedian. He says after attending a recent Tucker Carlson party, he realized the world is a stage. He claims that Candace Owen, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Turning Point USA staff were all friendly with each other behind the scenes. Chris says he was told the public feuds are largely for entertainment value and career advancement.
Of course they are.
Of course. Like WWF, man.
Pretty much.
Get your Candace Owens t-shirts. You know, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my Erica Kirk t-shirt. You know, I like that part of the wrestling.
Tucker Carlson's there. Marjorie Taylor Greene is there.
Wow.
Candace Owens is there.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, Lydia, Candace Owens is here. She's like, what? Well, I go, Candace is here. She goes, tell her I'm reading her book. I go, not Candace Bure. Candace Owens is here.
Yeah.
She's like, what?
The other one.
The real one.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then and then there's like a bunch of Turning Point people there. There's a bunch of like, I wrote down a list of everybody that I saw there. A bunch of comics were there. Brennan Shaw, Theo, bunch of people, a bunch of MMA fighters in there. And I was like, I go, all right, this is what I always have thought about those kind of things. And I'll just say it out loud for everybody listening. And I've said this before in some kind of context. There was Turning Point people there, and Candace Owens was there. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson. I hate to say this out loud. Everybody friends. Everybody friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said that before.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, I've heard before about Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we saw like the Democratic majority leader and like the Republican, they're at dinner. I go, yeah, everybody friends.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody like kind of in like, we would see like, let's say like Theo's good buddy of ours. He would be like doing something where you're like, oh yeah, it's kind of just for the thing, for their job. They just kind of have to they kind of got to be on the sidelines and dump Gatorade on the coat. That's like kind of,
they're entertaining.
That's what their thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I go, wait, I thought you, because the thing he said about shouldn't you guys be fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't you guys be fist fighting in the center of this party?
Yeah.
Everybody, hey, you want a drink?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Naturally. Well, then it begs the question, sir, what were you doing there?
Right, exactly.
And why was that whole little setup they had going on so weird? Two guys behind a desk and he's sitting over by himself on the, was this a casting couch?
Look here. What?
Yeah.
Let's see. This shit's all fake as hell.
That's what people have been saying, that all of a sudden like Candace is against Charlie Kirk. All of a sudden it's like they, how long have they been friends? Well, until he died, I think up till that point.
Yep. There you go.
Girl, everyone thinks we're enemies.
You're a fucking genius.
We got this shit in the bag.
It's funny how nobody realizes we work for the same people. I mean, how stupid can society be?
They're so stupid. I think I'm going to hop on the podcast tomorrow and say you're a reptilian lizard person. It should spare us a couple days.
That's perfect. You saw my Fox News interview, right? Everyone thinks my eyes changed and shit. So stupid.
Girl.
Pretty accurate there.
Extremely accurate.
Accurate.
Extremely.
So I said, as long as all the eyes are on them and the money's coming into them, it doesn't matter. They just play their part.
Looks like Candace survived her meeting.
Thank God.
Yeah, there she is.
I can sleep now.
4.5 hours later, I'm alive.
I'm alive. I'm totally fine. And I'm sorry. I was going to do a show for you guys this evening, but I am truly exhausted. Very productive conversation. I asked every single question. I mean, from Egyptian planes to Turning Point USA Faith. And I was very surprised by some of the answers that I got. And I think they were also very surprised when I shared certain intel. This probably should have happened a very long time ago, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am alive and I will have the full rundown for you guys tomorrow of what transpired. And yeah, I think it was definitely a very big step in the right direction. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You won't. But yeah, I told you she got the call. You're exhausted from a 4-hour meeting. Oh man, hate to live that life.
Wonder if. Let's take a look. No, I don't want to do that. I'm looking on her page to see what the latest thing she has.
Tomorrow she'll have Israeli flags on her desk and
yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
TP USA banner behind her on the background.
Yeah, no shit. I'm gonna be the new Charlie Kirk now. Never mind.
Going on campuses now. Oh.
Never mind about all that shit I said before.
Eric, I thought it'd be a good idea for me to take his spot. Oh, that's how they take out Candace. No.
Oh, I choked on a piece of candy.
On a piece of what?
A piece of candy bar.
Oh, I thought you said skin.
Let's see.
Gotta be careful. They're trying to get you, Sav.
What's happening here? Uh-oh. This might not be cool.
Yeah, good question, Ove. When is the Netflix documentary coming out?
And where are they going to find a white girl to play Candace Owens?
Shouldn't be too hard.
The FBI now reports that it's disrupted a planned New Year's Eve terror attack in Los Angeles. 4 suspects in custody, the FBI identifying them as members of a pro-Palestine extremist group. They're suspected of planning coordinated IED attacks targeting 5 different locations in Los Angeles. But based on the reporting now, that plot has been foiled. We will wait for more out of LA or out of Washington, D.C. The FBI now reports.
Yeah, it's like I said. PSYOP season.
Shouldn't make fun of his bugged eyes.
Probably won't
come
have
on,
to
that's
for
why
much
they put him
longer.
out there. They was daring people to make fun of him. That's why they picked him.
Sav, we got 250 people here watching.
I know, man. That's a lot. 250 people.
Just a regular night.
It's a regular night, man.
So there should be 250 likes, right? Let me see. 112. We can do better.
Okay.
You guys have haven't been following a gentleman by the name of James Lee. He goes by James Lee 5149 over on X. You guys are going to want to check this clip out.
There's something about this whole thing that just doesn't make any sense.
So what's going on here? What's going on in Australia? Who are the paid actors? Who are they being paid by? And what's the ultimate objective here?
The Jerusalem Post is now pushing a narrative.
The Jerusalem Post. That's the ones that did about Jaron and them down there at the fucking Antarctica, wasn't it?
Duffy, yeah.
It's like a National Enquirer type thing.
Saying that Iran was maybe involved in the Bondi Beach shooting. They say that Israeli authorities are investigating whether state actors, chiefly Iran, were involved in the mass shooting attack against Sydney's Jewish community at Bondi Beach on Sunday. A senior U.S. official told Fox News that if the Islamic Republic ordered the attack, then the U.S. would fully recognize Israel's right to strike Iran in response. People.
So what do you think their findings will be?
Yeah, right.
Huh? God damn it.
People call me crazy for thinking events like this might be potentially false flags, right? They say, how can everything be a false flag? But if the first response from Israel and the United States is to say, let's bomb Iran, I think it would be somewhat journalistic malpractice not to investigate that possibility.
Mhm.
This is from the Times of Israel, 19th of August, 2025. Quote, in a scathing letter, Netanyahu gives Australian Prime Minister until Rosh Hashanah to act against anti-Semitism. Or else what?
I wrote, your call for a Palestinian state pours full fuel on the anti-Semitic fire.
Is this what it's all about? Do they actually care about anti-Semitism? Or is this just about the fact that earlier this year, the government of Australia recognized Palestine as an independent state?
Go out on a limb there, James, but I think that there might be more to this story, and I think that you might be spot on, my friend. I think that this entire false flag narrative, this anti-Muslim rhetoric, just so happens that we hit a terrorist who happens to be an IDF soldier. And oh yeah, wait, what was that? The guy who actually tackled the IDF soldier was a Muslim. So a Muslim came in and saved all the Jews, huh? Weird how that happens.
What does that even mean when they say they recognize something? Like, why is that a big deal?
Because they don't want Palestine to be a state.
Yeah, I get that.
If it's
I just-
recognized by enough countries, then it is one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know, man. They're just the same one.
To me, it just seems like one of those things. It's like, I don't know, just something somebody's like, oh, we recognize that Illinois is a state. But, you know, the way you just put it, I understand. But
I got the top of somebody's head.
Hmm?
I got the top of somebody's head in here.
Uh-oh.
Look at here.
Oh.
What's up, brother?
I was just sharing a link with you in the chat. I wanted to come on, put it in and jump off real quick. But it's
Gotcha.
a link.
Oh yeah. I was just going over this shit with you. We got that makeup on. Yeah, the guy that just happened to be at what do they call it, at the October 7th, the guy with the blood on his face that we saw him putting the shit on his face. Who's buying? Excuse me, I meant to puke.
The Jews are chosen. So Chinese Jews, not those Jews. Black Jews, not those Jews. Iranian Jews, not those Jews. I don't understand. A Jew from Yemen is still a Jew. Ish. Well, what Jews do you mean? Oh, I think you know. Epstein? Epstein? You still talking about Epstein? The guy's been dead. No, I don't know. The chosen ones. So white Jews. We're not white. White passing? No, they have to be Jews from the Southern Caucasus. Otherwise, they're just sparkling pagans. How does that make sense? We have to save these Christians. The Christians in Gaza? Not those Christians. Oh, you mean Christians at home in the United States? God, no, not them. Venezuelan Christians? Not those Christians. Russian Christians? No, Nigerian Christians. Nigerian Christians. Nigerian. Yeah, they're being slaughtered. Can you tell me some of their names? One's name was Lithium. The other Cobalt. Lithium and Cobalt. And what were their last names? Rare earth minerals? What? Rare earth minerals. They're brothers. Lithium and Cobalt. They're brothers. Gee, you know, something's not adding up. Don't think about it too much. Look, we've also got to get rid of these radical Muslims. You mean like the former leader of ISIS and now the president of Syria, al-Jalani? No, not that Muslim. Let's bring him to the White House and shower him with perfume. But he was classified as a terrorist by the US government. No, he's cool. There's photos of him beheading Christians. Look, everybody's had a rough past. Well, who are you talking about? Zoran, man. The welfare capitalist who wants to make New York City more affordable through mild reforms? Zoran Mamdani. What the fuck?
It is that convoluted, man.
Yeah.
It really is. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot. Oh, here's something. I was just thinking. There's not a whole lot on here about Rob Reiner.
Oh, yeah.
So this says he gave a final cryptic.
Other than Trump bashing him, basically, but yeah.
All of this will now start to be controlled by state media. And by the way, this may be the last time you ever see me. All of this will now.
So Meathead is dead.
Yeah. Michael.
And Gloria probably got the diabetes.
Jay.
Let's see, what is this saying? Oh, that was from the other day. Why are they showing me this now? It's from yesterday.
So he was so they say that they were off by their son, huh?
Yeah, it was apparently their son that did this. Yeah, this was crazy. Look, watch this. This was Trump today. They were apparently given some awards or medals to some officers or soldiers or something. And it's almost like he's like the odd man out at a party, like the guy nobody wants to hang around with, man. This was really kind of awkward. Watch this.
Nice medal. It's not bad.
He's not used to not being the center of attention.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to be a bystander.
No.
That's a great job. That's great. Thank you.
Shh, be quiet.
Got that pen in his hand like he's wanting to go do something.
Somebody give me another box of pens.
Great job. Great job, fellas.
Are we almost done with this thing? He says. Like, I want to get the camera on me so I can write, so I can sign my name.
Let's move this thing along.
Isn't that just like kind of heartbreaking, really?
I was waiting for Forrest Gump to step in, tell him he had to go to the bathroom.
Seems as though the first amount if Trump doesn't get a handle on things. Oh yeah, this broad that was speaking at the some kind of a stop anti-Semitism founder thing.
That was that guy, the body head guy, right?
No. This is some woman that he might have been part of that group. Yeah, I think that's the same group. But yeah, they're
that guy. Or no,
wow. So this event just took place here in the United States of America. Washington actually would love to get your thoughts on this after you watch.
I would now like to welcome to the stage Leora Rez, founder and executive director of Stop Anti-Semitism, a watchdog organization that publicly exposes anti-Semitic behavior, creating consequences for those who espouse bigotry toward the Jewish people.
I speak not just about a problem, but an actual fight. A fight that the Jewish community did not choose, but one that we are now fully engaged in, confronting the global explosion of Jew hatred, unleashed since the attacks of 10/7. Stop Anti-Semitism was built for this. For years, we exposed hate, pressured institutions, and delivered consequences. But after 10/7,
delivered consequences. And think about this is what they do. If you say something that they deem is anti-Semitic, these people stalk down your family, your friends, your job, get you fired. All kinds
like Clovers.
Yes.
the scale of threat and the urgency of our mission changed dramatically overnight. Since that day, we have featured more than 1,000 anti-Semites on our platforms, feature them publicly, clearly, and with evidence. 400 of these Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions. More than 300 of them remain in an act.
Hey, bitch, I'll send you a signed fucking picture for your little book. I'll send you a signed fucking picture. Go ahead, do your worst.
She get their face done at the same place as Laura Loomer.
I know, right? They're beasts. They're beasts. God help a man that gets a hold of one of them. Oh.
Investigatory state. This is what accountability.
Be on top of them. They go, oh, Irving. Oh, Irving. Oh, the ceiling needs painting, Irving.
Looks like. This is what action looks like. This is what
Tell me about your bank account, Irving.
Pushing back hard looks like against the tidal wave of hate that has consumed the United States and global population. Anti-Semitism thrives when there are no consequences. So we created consequences, a lot of them.
Bitch, you're the cause of it. It's people like you whining and crying about your fucking Jewism and the Holocaust and all this other fucking nonsense and crying and being a victim all the time. You're annoying as fuck. This is what causes it right there. Is this bitches like this motherfucker right here.
We created visibility. We turned the spotlight towards those who targeted on our community, making silence impossible. Shine a light on you that, thanks to Google and SEO, will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything, our work will always.
There you go. Get a whole group of fucking people that got nothing to lose now. Get them all pissed off because they can't do nothing, right? Go ahead, do that and see what happens.
Be documented, again, thanks to Google and SEO. Monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials, documenting incidents in real time and mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side. It's bigotry, and it will cause you to lose your job. A future where fact, not propaganda, shapes policy. A future where global institutions, from Google to Chat GPT, from governments to universities to media, finally treats Jew hatred with the serious of other minority targeted hate.
You won't let us commit genocide. You hate Jews. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Sav. Now you played that, I'm gonna get those stupid commercials in my feed.
You need it. You need it.
I know. I do.
You maybe
I need programmed.
the next false flag they set up on the people. Well, maybe. I think there's one coming.
You ever wonder what your life would be like if you just sold out and helped out the Jews?
Empty.
Yeah, I know.
Empty. No fire. Just being a subservient Plato goyim, kissing their ass. No, knowing deep down that it don't matter how much you do, they still don't deem you as worthy of shit. See,
You're 3 cents short on that sandwich I bought you, but no big deal.
yeah. That'd be 5 cents you owe me with interest, you know. Fuckers. I hear I amortized it for you.
Hi, everybody. I'm a little bit shook. As you all have heard, there's a terrorist attack in Australia. I'm not shook by the attack necessarily as much as I am shook by the fact that I could have predicted it. And you can predict it using Google. And I'll show you exactly how to predict it. Hi, I'm a computer guy, just so you know. Computer guy, look. Computers, lots of stuff. Lots of computers. Okay, let me just show you this. This is how you predict terrorist attacks in your house, neighborhood, town, whatever you want. Okay, so this is called Google Trends, real quick. This is a site, Google Trends. It's designed so you can look up things that people are searching in your area, okay? So I just typed in Bondi Beach, Naveed Akram, which is one of the attackers in Australia, that's his name. Australia terrorist attack Australia, and terrorist attack Australia spelled incorrectly because people can't spell. This is set now to Israel. I can set it to worldwide, and it will show me the search terms of this. These terms are all these different waves. So this one's blue, red, okay, for worldwide. But if you just set it to Israel, we can go to Israel and we can see what these terms being searched in Israel in the past day. We can go to the past 90 days. Let's go to the past 90 days. Let's see these search terms searched. Okay, so this is December 14th when the attack occurred, right? And so we can go over here and terrorist attack Australia misspelled was searched 14 times on November 29th. That's pretty weird. We can look here and we can go the blue and we can say Bondi Beach in Israel was searched 11 times. And then now here's where the really interesting thing happens, because this is on September 29th. We get the word Bondi Beach, Australia terrorist attack, searched 12 times, Bondi Beach 10 times, terrorist attack Australia 12 times as well. So those terms, what are the odds on September 29th in Israel, past 90 days, that those terms were all searched at the same time on the same day? You know, the odds seem a little bit alarmingly unusual. It's almost like it was planned, right? And that would kind of further corroborate, Candace Owens' post here. It says, they have been signaling that a 9/11 style attack is coming second week of December. Save this tweet, it will age well. Which, despite what people think about Candace, that's a pretty alarming tweet. She's kind of suggesting that Israel's been planning a lot of the terrorist attacks. And it kind of, the evidence here is alarming. But let's get a little more detailed. Let's go into the past day, because this just happened, right? So the past day, let's do some math, though. We're going to have to do some math here. It says, if it's 6:45 on Sunday, December 14th in Sydney, Australia, it's 11:45 Saturday, December 13th in California, because we're in California. Okay, so we got to do the California math, right? Okay, Bondi Beach attack was targeted, happened at 6:45 p.m. AEDT. That's Australia time. Remember, that would be 11:45 p.m. on Saturday, December 13th. So let's go to this term again. We're back in Google Trends. Israel in the past day. Let's look for 11:45. Remember, 11:45 p.m. Saturday. This is 11:45 p.m. Look at this, 11:52, close enough. p.m., 11:52 p.m., 13th Saturday in California. This is when the attack happened. Do you see the spike? Do you see it going up? This is the search attack. This is when the attack happened. That's why you see the spike of Bondi Beach exploding right here, okay? All right, this is happening. They're searching and everybody's freaking out about it, right? So why, could I have to ask you, is all of this being searched hours before the attack even occurred? Because remember, the attack occurred right here. Navid Akram's name's being searched right there. He's one of the attackers. But look, Navid Akram's name is being searched all the way to terrorist attack. Look, terrorist attack Australia 45 times was searched at 4:16 p.m. Remember, the attack was 11:45. It was here. So we've got this Navid Akram's name was being searched 48 times in Israel at 4:24 p.m. Okay, this is not 11:45 p.m. This is hours before 11:45. Okay, so his name was searched so many times, 100 times his name was searched here at this hour. Okay, and dude, this is insane. You're seeing these search terms, and Australia terrorist attack Australia, and Australia terrorist attack searched 76 times, both at hours before this attack happened. All these attacks were searched before the spike. Do you see the spike? When the actual attack happened, all of this was searched in Israel before. So, conclusion. If you would like to figure out if there's going to be a terrorist attack in your town, simply go to Google Trends, set your settings to Israel, and Google terrorist attack your town, and see if your town has a planned terrorist attack coming from Israel, because it seems like it's probably true, and it's probably happening. So, just give a heads up. I want everybody to know that, this is a big puppet show. You're being played. And Israel seems to be the puppet master at this point. I mean, there's obviously people above Israel that are probably pulling the strings, but they're definitely not very tight on their string pulling. And obviously, you might want to search this now before Google erases this data. I'm showing you on a camera to show you that I am Google searching this data right now, because it will probably get scrubbed, just like everything else gets scrubbed, because they control the internet. They don't want people to know this information. So hope this helps prevent a awareness of a terrorist attack in your town.
There you go.
Can you put that link in the regular chat? Somebody wanted it.
Indeed.
The only thing I say about that is that Google never shows anybody what they don't want you to see. And
That's
to
right.
me, whatever, I don't know. But I just kind of think that they're kind of putting it out there like, hey, yeah, we're always watching to see what you're doing, what's trendy. But yeah.
Put this one over here too. I forgot to put enter when I put in that Edwin Starr song. So that's the one just before the one I
popped
just
up
put.
both.
I
2
was
for
like,
1. It's a 2 for 1 special.
oh, yeah, there's Ann Hesh. We watched that before. See, this is crazy.
Is there going to be an Israeli attack in my town?
There might be. Oh, what's that fucking thing? Alexa? Ask
Siri.
Alexa. Siri.
Siri, is there going to be I don't have mine turned on. It doesn't pop up.
Look at this thing. This is fucking incredible. And and people think, oh yeah, they just did that back with horses and donkeys and shit. That's nuts, man.
Those things are so awesome. I only hope I can get to a few of those before I can't.
What iRobot
got some,
filed for bankruptcy.
They got some pretty cool ones here in America. So,
oh no, Trump says he's going to attack ISIS after ISIS flags were found at the Bondi Beach attackers' cars.
Can't forget that. They had the Syria attack too. That's on. They inundate you with all this crap. You can't even keep up with it.
Listen to this horse shit.
So we mourn the loss of 3 great patriots in Syria. You know how it happened. There was an ambush, terrible. We also have 3 wounded. They seem to be doing pretty well. But we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people. And it's just a terrible thing. Syria, by the way, was fighting along with us. The new president of Syria is, as they told me, and I'm not surprised, he's devastated by what happened. This was an ISIS attack on us and Syria. And again, we mourn the loss and we pray for them and their parents and their loved ones. Very, very sad.
Mr. President, will the U.S. retaliate against ISIS?
Yeah, we will.
And will the U.S. forces attack again? And should the U.S. still be in?
We will retaliate. Thank you very much.
So if we're going to retaliate against ISIS, wouldn't that mean we'd have to bomb Tel Aviv?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, no kidding. Thought ISIS was dead. By the way,
I thought.
And also, he's starting to look like a corpse. He's starting to look like Charlie Kirk's hands there.
He's looking bad, man. He's looking bad.
It must be spraying him up pretty good lately.
What is going on with this? Oh.
Got a fresh coat of paint on.
We're running out of the right orange tint for him.
Yeah.
What is this? Wait, what did she just say? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Burlington Coat Factory.
Living out the Zionist dream. I have been at Meta for almost 9 years. We banned content claiming Zionists run the world or control the media. Living out the Zionist dream. I have been at Meta for almost 9 years. We banned content claiming Zionists run the world or control the media.
Zionist strategy. That's part of their strategy, is denying that that's true when they brag about it at the same
You
time.
deny our existence?
God.
I wish I could.
Here you go.
Propaganda that is specifically designed to manipulate and berate Americans into supporting this homosexual 1948 founded pedophilic nation state of Israel. Even though these people have watched for over 2 years as this fake country has slaughtered women and children and anyone else that they can get their hands on. At this point, all the cards are on the table. Americans see these Israelis for who and what they are: killers. Crazed narcissists who really have no legitimate reason to be narcissistic in the first place. But regardless, you cannot turn on your TV without being hit with Jewish propaganda. You turn on the football game and pretty soon you're getting commercials about anti-Semitism, about sending your money to some fake Christian charity. You flip the channel over to the news and there's some politician and some sycophant talking head lecturing the American people on why they need to kill Muslims and why they need to love Jews and bend over the barrel for Israel. And if the channel that you land on happens to be Fox, well, there's a really good chance that the politician and the talking head that we just mentioned will be joined by a member of Israel's government. They bring these people, these foreigners, on TV in our country to speak directly to our people and attempt to subvert their national loyalties right in front of everyone. And that's just what we see on TV. We have a government right now sitting in their pedophile swamp of DC, working to implement federal education standards that will force children to express an allegiance to Israel and to the Jews, and the Jewish version of history that, of course, demonizes whites, demonizes Christians, and always leads back to the Jews being promised land and power sometime around 3,000 years ago. Just as kids have been brainwashed into supporting homosexuality and transgenderism, they are being brainwashed into supporting Israel and the Jews. They're sitting down in their U.S. history class and going through entire hour-long struggle sessions on all of the plights of the poor little Jews and what they've suffered in other countries all around the world. You learn about gay sex in math class and Israel in U.S. history class. That's the direction that this country has gone.
That's what they're going to want to do too. They got this. Oh my God. This group that's in there now that's going to be regulating all that shit. See?
Yeah.
Crazy.
You think that's his porn name? Stu Peters?
Probably not.
I mean, who would do such a thing? Stu Peters. Should be Smoke Peters, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna have Linda McMahon do all that.
It was really interesting what that person said at that party. There was all these people that are supposedly feuding online, and they're all just hanging out together and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
WWE, man.
It's like they're not even really hiding it, you know. That's what's so fucking remarkable about it. They're not even hiding it. Oh, come on, this can't be ruined. This is from the Japanese lunar orbiter.
Oh, sweet. I love these.
Oh, look, it's an Earthrise. Why is the Earth so small? Look at that. That doesn't look, that looks so real.
Mm.
See how as the thing's coming toward you, you see that there's no extension of the horizon?
Do you think that the moon, you think the moon's always gray like that? Like it's in black and white or something?
It is, because they didn't take any color up there with them.
Okay.
You know, when they went.
Yeah.
I remember when the world was black and white.
I know, right?
Before they invented color.
That was so funny, that video.
The guy was like, "Are you shitting? No way! Come on." Oh, here's some secret codes for your phone. I don't know what they do, but they look complicated.
Is that the one you put on here the other night? I tried it. It didn't
No,
work.
it's a different one. Hang on a second, we'll play it.
The one you put on the other night didn't work on my phone.
And
for how long?
It worked.
Dial star.
It worked on mine.
I got an iPhone, but I don't know if it makes a difference.
Yeah, might. See what this does.
If you ever give your phone to your friends or other people, check it by entering these 3 secret codes. Otherwise, you will regret it later. Dial star hash 4 636 hash star. Click on it. All the statuses will appear before you. Here, you will be able to see which file, which folder, which application your friend has opened in your phone at what time and for how long. Dial star #6 1#. This will let you know if your phone has been hacked, whether your call is being forwarded to another number. Enter #002#. After that, all forwarding will be disabled.
I know, man. We don't read that slow, brother.
*67. You can block your number from.
Well, I think that's the end of it right there.
*69.
So
Well,
there you go.
I don't have any of those apps on my phone, so maybe that's why it don't work.
That might be it too.
I keep as little crap on my phone as possible.
I'm gonna have to call it here. We're coming up on 3 hours. That's good enough for me, man.
All right.
To get up and tomorrow we're setting countertops. We got the tub set today, and that was wow, trying to get that level in there just right. It was hit and miss here and there, having to put, go from
shimming it up.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shoring it here and all that. So then we going in, putting in the countertops tomorrow. We cut the one, and now we got to fasten them together at the corner because the little things that go up underneath inside, you can't get to them after you set it.
One just set it, yeah.
And those are the things that tighten it together. So we're gonna have to set it on something and put those in, make sure it's. I hope it's set square. I really do. I really do, and it's so
something.
As far as shit being square and level in this place, man. Oh, what a nightmare it's been.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Testing your abilities, huh?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a mobile home from 1982.
Oh, yeah. Those are always fun.
And, nothing's like how it's supposed to be. And I'll tell you what, whoever the fuck was putting staples up in this thing when they built it, I mean, that guy must have had stock in the staple company. I mean, I swear to God, it's like they're like 100 in a fucking stud. And I'm like, God damn, man.
What were they stapling?
The drywall,
okay.
staple because it's what, 1/8 inch?
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were gonna say the insulation or something, but
oh no, it's that 1/8 inch drywall that they use. It's thinner than what you use in residential.
Gotcha.
And they're not full size studs either. They're just 1x.
Yeah,
it's bad. But where we fixed it, it's a lot beefier. I'll tell you that. Probably be the best part of the whole place. So where we did any repairs at. Fuck.
How's the flooring?
What's that?
How's the flooring? Does there any spots where it feels like you're gonna fall through?
No, not anymore. No. Not anymore.
Fix that all up.
Couple spots are kind of like got a little spring to them a little bit, but that's due to the warpage of the floor and the tongue and groove shit that we put down. So not much you can do about that, but I'll tell you what, it looks a hell of a lot better than it did before.
Yeah.
Especially that bathroom, man. That bathroom was, that was fucked up. The outside wall where the tub was at was, well, once we took the tub out, you could see daylight.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. We had to build all that back up inside there and take out the rotten shit. It looks good now though. So
Yeah.
plumber was there today, put in the diverter and all that shit for us, and we got the tub set. So yeah, that was what was worrying me the worst. Now the biggest thing in there is finishing up the wall just above the tub,
Mm-hmm.
putting a piece of drywall in there, and then doing the floor in there, putting a
Yeah, putting that furnace in here was a blessing in disguise after all, because man, it's been colder and crap here.
oh yeah, man. It was 16 degrees this morning, bro.
Yeah, it was negative here. I don't
Oh my
-3 or 4 or
God.
something. Yeah.
I went outside. I was like, this is just ungodly inhuman. There's
Yeah.
no way for uh that this is gonna work out. Like poor little Cece, she didn't even want to go out this morning. She went
I
out,
bet.
come back in. I come home at lunch and she had shit next to my chair in here. And you don't really it ain't a mess. It's just like
Yeah.
little logs. You pick them up. They ain't no big deal. But
Mm.
shit in here, and I got after her. I was like, "Did you crap in here?" Like I looked at her. She went and skedaddled in the other room, was hiding. And
Yeah.
shit. She never had her ass beat for nothing. I'm afraid to because she's so small. But she ain't never had her ass whooped for nothing. And she was acting like I was just gonna kill her, And all I did was say, "Are you the one that shit in here like that?" And she looked at me and turned around and ran. Like, okay,
That's funny.
it is pretty cool. All right, well, tomorrow's our regular night, so we will be on again tomorrow, probably early again, because I think, yeah, because day after tomorrow I'll probably have to go in a little earlier because we have to go and set some pocket doors, which ought to be a lot of fun. So see how that works out for us. Fun. All
Yep.
right, everybody that showed up in here. Wow, we got Boston Reyes in here. Haven't seen you in a long time, my man. One more quarter showed up.
Right at the end.
Mandel Britt's here. Derek Nelson. A whole bunch of great people. Peter W's here. Crosshatch. Look at this. Flat Earth Blues. Sue Ratio. We got all these people. We love them to death. Had over 200 in here tonight watching on the YouTube side. Wonderful. And what do we got? 47 over on
Jeez.
Rumble right now.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, man.
You almost 300 between the two.
Yeah, we're doing good. Joe Rogan, look out, man. We're nipping at your heels, bro. That's it.
No kidding.
All we need is that $1 million deal,
Yeah.
Any day now, somebody's going to come in there and hit us up with it. So it's going to go down. All right. Thanks a lot for coming up tonight, Chad. And everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us tonight. Like I say, we'll be live again tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. And don't forget, the Lord loves a working man. Don't ever trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him because he might kill you. And you heard the shot. Probably wasn't meant for you. We'll see you next time. Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind. Good night, everybody.